listening
yeah,
to
like,
all
I was
this.
gonna say, can
We're
we
gonna
get
BS.
started pretty soon?
Yeah.
But
I just
in
started stream,
terms
so.
of that, like, you're really just gonna want, like,
Oh,
if you're gonna do anything with that PC, you're gonna throw it away because you want to start building a new one from the ground up or buying something much more modern.
no. You want to keep the one with the broken power button. You don't want to just take the wires out and you just tap them together a little bit and then maybe hold them, you know.
Well, no, like, I'm even saying, like, when it comes from, like a processor standpoint, like, if you're using, like, 8-year-old technology, it's time to throw that shit away and upgrade.
The thing is, like, it's
That
like
stuff's
I
20 years
could
old.
be wrong on saying like I've had it for 4 or 5 years. I could be wrong on that, but what I'm
You
not wrong
haven't
is
had
that it's
4 or
definitely
5 years.
past 8
Around
generations.
2019 is when you got it.
Or 19. Then yeah, because I can definitely say that it's definitely like out generated by like 8 or 9. Because again, like I think for my for this PC in particular,
Welcome to computer
like
talk.
for the next generation to come out was like 2 or 3 months after this came out, and then the
that's
same
how
thing
that
for that
usually
next
is.
The
one.
thing is,
and that next
computer generations
one.
are considered out of date by like every 2 weeks, man.
Yep, because
Well, I mean, it was for like this, like for
I should
this
be
company in
getting
particular.
some robots. Too.
oh,
That's just
you're
tech in
an
general.
Intel, right? Or is that AMD?
Alien One.
Probably Intel.
Yeah, I think that's Intel.
Or wait, no, wait.
I
You said
believe
Alienware?
it's Intel.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
if you're
are
on
typically-
Dell, they do use Intel because I'm on a Dell and I got Intel.
I mean, I know, like I'm using Nvidia. I know that.
Yeah, Nvidia's, yeah. Oh wait,
Yeah,
Mercer,
that's
I
your
got
video
this
card.
great
We're talking about
computer.
the processor.
It's more than 20 years old. Still runs. It has SCSI drives. Do you want to use that? This thing's so
Does it
sketchy.
scream, I think I can, every time you turn it on?
It actually goes, and that's about as far as you get because it's so slow. Barely gets to think, so.
You know,
So-
that sounds
And it still works.
that sounds like my old laptop.
It's
thought so,
big
therefore
desktop.
it was.
Yeah, big desktop. Not big. It's a desktop, and it's got SCSI in it, and it has SCSI external hard drives too, and it still works. I don't even know what OS is on it anymore because I haven't turned it on in so long. Space Ghost Dave subscribed to Tier 1 for 6 months. Okay, who's gonna outbeat him?
Oh, there's only one who could outpace me.
It
I'd
sounds
like
like
to
my
speak
current
first.
laptop, Galaxy. Wow, yeah. I mean, if somebody needed like an oldish laptop that worked for something, I mean, I got computers here. It's
Don't worry. On October 2nd, I'll continue my subscription.
just...
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I also would like to get an upgrade for my PC, but that requires having an income to begin with.
Yeah.
You gotta get a job, my dude.
What's it?
I've been trying to. I'm currently applying for 2 right now
Just keep trying. That's all you can do.
because one got new management, so they're looking for hires now. The other one is still for that the fucking voting. Haven't gotten a call back from either of them.
Yeah, give it time.
Gotta keep applying. Gotta keep looking.
Yeah, push because
Yeah,
Well,
don't wait on those 2 jobs. Keep looking elsewhere, looking for new ones.
okay, I need
Well,
robot.
I'm also
action.
kind of limited since I can't drive.
I don't know how to do the emote stuff.
Who needs to drive? Driving
That's-
is
that's-
free.
tell me, or at least
obstacle
make
that
some and
you
I'll
need
put
to
'em in
tackle
there.
as well.
Quick
Getting your
emotes.
license.
Speaking robot actions, make little robot emotes so we can have action that way too. You can fight in the chat with them. I'm just sitting there
Because
thinking
I can definitely
robot
do it.
action in chat.
It's
too,
just
would be fun.
I overthink a lot, so I think I'm gonna mess up somewhere.
Don't touch metally thing to other metally thing, and you're fine. And also don't
Well,
pour water.
why
On it.
not?
And also don't touch the don't pour water on it.
Gary,
Oh, I
you
wanna
know,
fight.
about these ones you keep rolling. You've trodden in 2 shits, 1 pigeon, and a party member, so I think we need to have an intervention.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I think we all need an intervention.
You know these ones you keep rolling.
Wait,
Tell
wait.
you what, man, it's not looking too good.
You know what? I'll barter. I have lots of alcohol around. My
So
mom.
can we stop before
No.
I have to go shopping this afternoon?
No. No, I'm just gonna wait.
Well,
Good
fuck
bet.
you then. I'll kill a minigun.
You gotta explain that one to my wife.
Ooh, he's wanting to upset someone else in particular.
She will come
Don't
to
worry. We can all say it was Matrix fault.
it. Yeah. Don't worry, somebody will die. Okay.
Skill issue.
I volunteered to die. Let's go.
All right. You heard him.
Well, so we have a ritual sacrifice.
Just remember, you have to deal with my second character that I have threatened and promised to make a bard.
I don't know that much about that character. I'm terrified a little.
And I have a really corny name for it too. Soundtrack.
God. You like the dorky cousin? You just come in blaring music, and they're just like, ah, here we go again. Sacrifice. Oh god. Nobody's getting. Well, maybe somebody will get sacrificed. I don't know. My mood's in that point. So, all right. If anybody's catching this, you can see the YouTube channel. There's links there. I added more links. I forgot to add one link, which is the Patreon link, but it's in the Twitch chat below. I will add it later when I get my brain cells somewhere around there. They all died before they even left the Titan. The Titan exploded and imploded on them and crushed them. They're all dead.
It exploded.
And the only one to come out was the little one. And she's just floating through space alone. So alone.
Does she at least have Scamper? So she has a mount?
Yes.
There
He's
you
just
go.
sitting there
Also-
trying to run, but nothing's happening. But anyway, welcome to those who catch this whenever they do. Hi, Galaxy. We'll say hi now. My brain's shot, so don't ask me to think.
I'll...
Yeah, you guys. How about this? I would like to do something before we start. I want you guys to introduce yourselves and your characters, starting with Void Striker. Describe your character.
My character is indeed a character. It does character things with character type items.
Oh my god.
I think he
And
was
he
maybe
finds a
asking
giant
for a
space
visual
potato.
description and not just a character that does character things.
I gave an important detail. He earns a giant space potato.
Oh my god.
Describe how he looks
Describe.
visually.
Describe what he looks like. Describe what you can do. Oh my god. Ah! Space
Well, to be fair, he wasn't that specific. He just said, describe my character.
What does he look like?
He looks like a robot.
I'm going to fly to Australia and hit you in the back of the head with a steel chair.
Fight.
So I'll see you here next week.
Oh my god. He looks like a Gundam. He transforms into 2 other things that are, yeah, interesting, right? One looks like a flying potato. The other one's a ground potato. There you go. He's all
In
potato.
all seriousness,
No, he's a potato.
Rick is a big boy.
How tall is Void Striker again? Just
I don't remember the
I know you,
specifics.
I think you're just about as tall as Overload. Like you're just a little taller.
Overload is just smaller than
Yeah,
Void
just
Striker.
like a few feet shorter, I think. But he's not much. And how tall were you, Overload? 30.
Almost the same height as Optimus, I believe.
How tall was he again? 30 something feet.
30 feet?
Yeah,
Well, you got to be specific on which Optimus, man, because they change height very drastically.
You're asking someone who doesn't know Transformers which Optimus.
trying to think. We're gonna say around
Yes.
37 feet. There we go. Okay, good. Anything else you would like to describe? Void Striker.
Void Striker can be considered the mad scientist of the group.
One extra tall, handsome mech that. Oh, but they might not be the same height. Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
The inner machinations of his mind are an enigma.
Yeah, I'm still puzzled by him too.
His primary role in the group is combat support.
He's the medic.
Yes, I have medic things. I transport. I have Ducker. I
Yeah.
have Big Ducker.
See. Now we're gonna go on to Eeny Meeny Miny Overload. Describe your character. Tell him how pretty you look.
Overload before his transformation, had a nice, like, a nice urban environment green to him. Bulky and almost all places necessary. Uh,
That's a not nice sort of way of saying he's got junk in the trunk.
I'd say as about as big as what Optimus would be, so around 37, like Matrix said. Uh, af- After transformation, he became a more scaly reptilian-like, with the bonus benefits of sharp claws, teeth, and at least a bit more menacing attire.
Mm-hmm. What is it? Gigantosaurus? Or Giga?
Uh,
Or
a
was it a
Giga.
Giga? Giga. It was a Giga, but a bigger version. Big Giga.
Yeah, because I think before transformation, I was a bit under Optimus's height,
Yeah,
and I would say now I meet.
Yeah, you're about Void Striker's height now. They're two big bots. Yes, I do need to hydrate. Thank you. Where's the alcohol? Kidding. No, I'm not drinking. Yet.
Yet.
Give it time. And with that, we're going to go on to Gilgamesh. Could you describe yourself?
Certainly. So, standing somewhere around 20 feet, mostly a jet black with a red secondary color. Somewhat sleek in his frame, similar to RC, kind of rounded shoulders, bit of a smaller frame and body. Wheels protruding out his back, where shoulder blades would kind of be in place of. And he's got some patches of fur kind of in his lower midsection. Just based on his new transformation that he has on his body.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah. All those nice little touches. And then with Gilgamesh, he has Carbine, who escorts him around. His little displacer kitten. It's a caracal, but it looks like a displacer beast, but smaller and cuter, and little tufts of fur on the tops of her ears, and she's a sniper rifle as well. As Overload has Aegis, who is currently being mended in the medical bay of Phoenix. And then there's Drift, who's back at the potato. So, my favorite kitty. And then you
Carbine's
can-
everyone's favorite kitty.
Yeah, I know. I made her like adorably cute. Oh my god, what did I do? And then they have the little one. I forgot who has the. Where is the little one currently? I forgot where she went.
The little one is being looked
one-
after by Scamper.
Which means,
Yep.
oh great, she's in somewhere in the Titan. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun to
Yeah, 'cause
find
she
her.
came with us.
Yep.
So yeah, she's
She got-
with us on.
She got herself into
on
some
the
trouble in
Titan.
the last. She wants to fight, and she got in there, and
I assume she's not that happy with me at the moment, considering what I did.
yeah, she's still pissed at you. So her little servos are every time she sees you, just she wants to try and beat the crap out of you, and though you're like,
I just feel
Thousand
like
times
at some
bigger.
point I'll just hear it ting ting ting, look down, and she's punching my ankle.
yeah, you're just gonna ting 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 ting. I hate you, but without saying a word, she'll just beep at you. So with all of that, I will start this session fully up here with everything that's happening and has happened. As of current, they are on the Titan Prometheus with a new headmaster who is Ash that came from Overload. Ash is from another universe, and she is still coming to terms with the fact that she may or may not be able to get home, but at the same time, she is now communicating with Prometheus, the Titan. Our current robots in disguise are, at least two of them are sleeping. Carbine's with Gilgamesh in her own little bed and sleeping, curled up in nice quarters that Prometheus has provided for them. As Void Striker had stayed up to work on patching up Void Striker at this time.
Yes,
still-
I stayed up to fix myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you're still up and awake, and Prometheus had provided you guys with some assistance down on the planet when he detected the signal of a headmaster and the energy from that headmaster, which you guys transferred Ash from Overload into the body of Creus, who was his original headmaster. When she finally came online, after EMPing everybody, she had taken on a new form. A little sleeker. It still looked like Creus's body, but more sleeker, more to her design. You guys get saved by Prometheus slamming down on the rest of the creatures and him pulling Phoenix in to dock inside of one of his hangar bays, and him saving you guys and pulling you all out of that situation. Now, Phoenix is on board. Aegis is in the medical bay of the Phoenix still. Being healed up, he's still hurt pretty bad. Two of you are asleep. One of you is awake. And I need the one who is currently awake, Void Striker, to roll me. I need you to roll technically two different rolls for two different reasons. I need you to roll a perception check first.
Alright.
Put on this one.
Dirty 20.
That is very nice. First off, you notice all around you there's markings. Like the damage you've been repairing has been from previous battles, not current ones where some of the damage you can tell it was newer, like probably from Aegis. And he did a good amount of damage. Can you make an investigation check on something for me? I want you to see. You examine some of these spots and you notice the energy. The energy is different that had damaged Prometheus. You finish patching him up, and he comes online, and you get a message just says thank you, and it's from Prometheus. What would you like to do, Void Striker? Would you like to
Well,
go
what's
check
the overall repair like? If I finish, is there still more to repair?
the repairs? You can tell that his little bot like arms and stuff are still doing some minor stuff. The stuff you did was greater repair on him, which has improved and has sealed up the hull and everything, so it's not just open to space. There's no vacuum there. Although you guys are robots, he's not even creating an environment in there. So
Alright, well, as much as I'd like to continue, I need to go recharge. So I'll make my way there to recharge.
are you going to go join them with the rest of the crew quarters?
I will go into the Phoenix, so I'm closer in case
Okay.
anything happens to Aegis.
Okay. You climb in. Are you going to check on Aegis?
Yes, I will check on him on my way past.
Alright. I want you to do a perception. Actually, wait. Yeah, perception's fine. It actually work for this situation. You're just seeing. Just specifically for Aegis.
What?
Give me a perception check. Nah.
Oh,
Oh, goody. You walk by, you see he is being repaired and healed up pretty well, but he's still not conscious yet. He's still just laying there like he's knocked out. But he's doing okay. His vitals are stable. Everything seems to be doing good. And you're going to go up to your bunk and sleep? Or are you going to sleep
Yep.
on like a couch nearby?
I'll sleep on the rest area that's outside the mid-air bay.
As you do, the couch literally kind of folds out a little bit, and you start to feel the energy being pulsed into you. And you hear Phoenix come across. Charging up, sir?
Yep, let me if anything changes about Aegis's situation.
Absolutely. I'm monitoring around. This Titan is interesting. I don't want to probe too much, though.
I'm sure if you're lost nicely, he'll let you explore everything but his critical systems.
I think I'll wait. He's bigger than me by far.
If you really think about it, Phoenix, he might technically be your big brother.
Yes, but I am not like you guys. I do not technically have a spark. You hear it in his voice that he kind of wavers when he says the last part.
Well, maybe tomorrow, maybe you can ask some questions about being a Titan.
I guess so. What? Can I ever have a spark?
I reckon you do.
Where is it?
Well, that's for you to find.
Oh, something for me to think about. I will let you rest. I don't want to keep you any longer. Have a good charge.
You know, Phoenix.
And you see he starts dimming the lights a little bit, so it's a little not dark, but just dimmed down, so it's a little more peaceful for you to rest. While you go to charge, we're going to switch over to. I'm trying to think. This one could be either one of you two. Let's go to Gilgamesh first on this one.
Alright.
Sorry. Two of them in the chat. You start to wake up from charge. You notice right off the bat, you will notice that Carbine's not there. but you're able to just come right out of it. Nothing's happened. It's probably one of your best rests. No dreams, no nightmares, no nothing. You just feel charged.
He's just gonna look around the room. Carbine?
You see she's not in her little bed. You notice your room. I won't even have you roll for perception. Very elegant. Very customized to your theme style of things.
He gets up from the bed and just kind of looks around the room, trying to see if there's any evidence of Carbine leaving or anything around.
You just notice her bed is empty. The doors are closed, like they were when you went and charged.
So she's just nowhere to be seen.
Nope. You can't. She's not in the room. And you can see everything in the room right now.
So you say everything in here is customized to my tastes?
Mm-hmm. You would have to describe that, though. I'm leaving your rooms to your description. But Prometheus has kind of analyzed you guys and customized your rooms a little bit. You notice your room is a little bigger than the last time when you went to charge, though. It's got a little more space to it. Or like if you needed to meditate or train.
So he's going to look for a flat wall, and he's going to open up the little portal box, and he's going to take stock of everything that he did grab down from the planet.
Okay, well,
they were in so much of a rush, he didn't really take stock of everything that he did grab and toss into the portal.
You can remember you got to use a doorway style form to use that portal. You can kind of
yeah, that's why I said he was looking for like a flat surface to create a portal.
So you in the room there are like what looks like bulkhead beams that kind of go around. You could stick it between those. It would give you a large door.
Yep. So he finds a nice surface that he can do this on, and he'll open it up and he'll start looking inside.
As you do, you hear the door and you see it. And it's like you're looking through into another room. It's just seamless, nothing. And you can see a lot of stuff laying in this center platform there. It looks like a platform, but you could swear you could step off the edge of it. But it looks like it has expanded out to adapt to the amount of stuff that you've tossed in there.
Yep, so he's just gonna start pulling things out one by one and just start scanning it and identifying it as best he can. Trying to see what unique properties these weapons might have.
You start pulling out some of them. They are pretty old. Some of them are very old relics that can still do a lot of damage to the standards of now during your current time. They would do kind of similar to what some of your weapons do now, but there are a few in there that would do a lot of damage if in the wrong hands. There is the sword that is sitting in there too.
Yeah, he's gonna, with all the other weapons, he's going to pull the sword out and examine it as well.
How are you picking it up? You just picking it up, or are you just looking at it?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna grab it by the hilt along its balance points, just, like he normally would for any other sword.
So what do you, let me, what are you looking for in the sword? Just to see how it feels, what it might do?
Well, first thing he's gonna do is he's gonna kind of examine its visual look and see if there's anything visually striking about the blade, and then he's going to pull it from its sheath, and then, kind of stepping back a little ways, he's gonna test it with a few flourishes and just seeing how well its balance actually is. Just doing some test swings and flourishes just to get a feel for the blade itself.
Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't really have a sheath, so you just pick it up. As you do, I need you to make a perception on it. Actually-
that sword.
Actually, also roll me an investigation on this one, too. I need to do a dual thing here for you. Oh, the investigation really worked.
The
Straight opposites, man.
So
Okay,
the-
yeah, it's okay.
yeah,
No, it's okay.
If you
There's a
guys are
reason.
just listening to this, I want you to know I rolled a natural 1 on my perception, but I just rolled a natural 20 on my investigation.
First off, you pick up the
That
sword.
pebble is indeed made out of rock.
You pick it up. You think nothing of it at first. You just kind of wield it about, and it's like, And you're sitting there, and you don't really notice this at first until you really looked at that blade for something. But you kind of pull it up. Oh, that's cool. This is a nice blade. Seems pretty good. And you suddenly feel kind of charged. And you notice you can not read the lettering on the blade that's showing up, but it's reading something, and it's kind of coming in and out as you're looking at it. And you're trying to really look at this blade, and it's like, wait, what's this say? And it's kind of that moment of, wait, this is doing something. But you feel kind of charged up right now.
He's gonna take a closer look at the hilt. Is there something in the hilt that's perhaps charging him up?
With your investigation, you're looking at it, and you can see what almost looks like, no matter where you grab the hilt, it's contacting with you in some kind of form of like contact points. And as you pull your fingers away a little bit, and you notice a little like energon arcing between your fingers and it. It's very subtle, but it's there. And it's very ornate looking as well. This whole thing has got a design to it. It looks very old, by the way, too, since your investigation is so high.
So, in comparing it to my own Energon Katana, how would this thing fare against it?
You can feel its balance, its weight. It's very in tune with you right now. The blade looks like it could do a lot of damage, but you really can't tell with it until you actually use it. But it is probably comparable to your katana in some form, or maybe even more, depending on what you do.
Well, of all the weapons he's looked at, he's probably going to see this one as the one most useful potentially to him. So he's going to hold on to that one specifically.
All right, so you have that. The rest of the items are, like I said, they're just kind of a jumble of a lot of stuff, but it's stuff that even Prometheus doesn't want in the hands of somebody else.
He is going to categorize and list them up so he can bring this list to the rest of the team and kind of decide if they want to if they can use any of these, and if so, give them access to it. Otherwise, we're going to take these weapons and we're going to stash them.
As you are in this room, you will hear something, and you know who it is. I think this is the right voice.
I look to where the sound is coming from.
You found the evidence, but I did not want in others' hands.
I believe we have.
I'm gonna reconnect over back.
So could you repeat that? You kind of cut off there. I didn't quite hear everything.
Also, it wasn't just me. That's why I reconnected.
Yes, but you have them. Please keep them safe. Trusting you with them. Can I trust you?
You can trust me with them, yes. I will see that these can be placed in a secure location as soon as we can properly establish one. For the time being, though, they will be safe inside this. And he gestures to the the portal. They'll be safe inside here.
I see that they are deep portal device of some sort, but it is interesting. That is safer than mine. That I can get in. Will be something I have to get used to. I have no real choice but trust you.
I think your noise suppression is cutting you off.
I'm just gonna go back to this because this thing's driving me insane right now. So
It's all right. So after he's kind of cataloged everything, he's gonna start putting it back into the portal, just kind of lining them up so you got ease of access to them. Well, if nothing else, they'll be safe in here for the time being. But given who we're up against and what he's capable of, this might be the only place they are safe.
agreed. Keep them safe. I will trust you with them.
And once he's got everything but the sword put back in there, he's gonna go ahead and close it up.
After that, Prometheus is quiet again. He doesn't really talk too much, but he really just talked directly to you instead of like blanket everybody for that brief moment.
Prometheus, I do have a great number of questions, but I'm afraid we don't have a whole lot of time. So I do have to ask you a few things.
Very well, ask.
This map that we followed to get here, is Shockwave pursuing it for the same reasons we came here? The weapons?
Most likely, but things have been cryptic within their areas. You see, when things happened a long time ago, we're talking eons, things changed. Something happened. Nobody really knows, but there was an energy spike, and then suddenly it feels like we are disconnected in some way, or at least some of us. I only felt disconnected from my headmaster. This is different. If it comes to it, he is searching for something. And if that map contains a path to weapons or a weapon, we need to keep it away from him.
Well, the map led us here. So was it for this purpose or was it for something else?
The map led you here to my home.
He's gonna pull out the map and he's gonna look at it again. Is it pointing to the planet? And if so, is there like a general direction that's pointing to?
From your angle, you can see it's pointing, and Prometheus is observing. Fascinating. But it's not pointing to the planet. It's just my home happened to be here at the moment you passed through.
So there's something else that this map is pointing to.
Yes. And you can hear what sounds like lots of computation. You would have to check out my star charts to see that.
Would you grant me access to those star charts?
I can. It would be easier if you went to the bridge where everything is at.
Very well. I will for my companion and seek to go up there shortly.
I will grant you access, but only one condition. As long as Ash is there to see this. He is still taking in a lot. I understand she is not of our universe.
That I have many questions on as well. But we will wait for everyone else to fully recharge, and plus I must go seek my companion. I'm not sure where she went off to.
Oh, she is with your other little one with the thing she was riding. I think Ash had joined them as well from what my sensors detect. Although I can feel Ash, so I know where she's at.
Well, then I'll go catch up with them both.
Very well. If you need my assistance, I am currently out of charge state and not in low power mode. If you need me, I will be maintaining sensor readings and tracking targets. At the last part, you hear his tone change a little bit with targets.
Plural. As in multiple targets?
Confirmed.
He stands there for a moment a little bit troubled by that, but then he'll continue walking out the door and making his way to where Carbine and the little one are.
All right, as you proceed out the door, we're going to switch over to Overload. Wakey, wakey, Dino Boy. Overload.
Where was I left off? I was in the training area, right?
No, you went to charge the last I remember. That's what I have kind of written down here. You kind of found one of the other rooms down the same corridor and you kind of crashed into it. Not crashed into it, just you kind of, yeah, you know what I meant.
Could have sworn I was in the training area before.
No, you were, and then you went off to rest. It was right near the end of it, so.
I was the only one that stayed awake.
Yeah. So you're in the same corridor area. You start to come out of charge, though, and you notice your room is a lot bigger and kind of customized to your possible likings.
Interesting.
The lights come up and the room is It's like I said, it's larger, so you have this space to move about. Like he's anticipating a dinosaur.
No, man. I wonder how they ever did a different element.
Mm.
I guess I can explore more of the ship since there's still a good amount of places I kind of want to see if they have.
Okay. You can. There is a lot of stuff on this Titan, so because it was more of a transport for passengers to set up new colony ship. Not really a battleship, but it does have armaments on it.
So the likelihood of there being an armory is low.
There would be an armory. It's not going to be a big one, I'll tell you that.
Hmm. But considering you said this was a passenger vessel kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
would that mean that, of course, warriors would come by as seen in the projections in the training room before?
Mm-hmm.
So would there be a trophy room?
You're just gonna have to go explore.
I want to see if there's a trophy room.
All right. So, are you gonna leave the room?
Yeah.
All right. As you get up and you go out the door, you run into Gilgamesh. Almost knock him over.
Oh,
I doubt
sorry, I don't see you there.
Yeah, you're a lot taller these days. Anyway, I was looking to gather the others and see about our next move.
Oh,
Where are you off to?
I was curious on what was on the ship. I was gonna see if there was like a trophy room of sorts, places that maybe some warriors left some of their belongings or treasure, like treasured punts behind.
He kind of looks at him a bit curiously. We're on a Titan head. I'm not entirely sure he'd have a trophy room. But you can certainly ask him.
Well, I mean, in the training room that I was in, I saw plenty of different warriors playing about on the screen, so I figured there might be a trophy room.
I mean, I'm speculating, but again, you can certainly ask him. And he's just kind of gesturing to kind of walk and talk with him.
Yep.
I've been categorizing all the items and weapons we found down the planet. And
What was found?
he kind of hands him a little bit of a list of like everything that he found down there, and it's like, kind of take a look over it and see if you find anything of interest.
I mean, as long as it's big, heavy, and hits hard, then that's good enough for me.
Above game, I'm assuming there's something in there that would be a blunt force weapon that might be to his liking.
Blunt, sharp, piercing, which end of the or.
There would have been a type of. It looks like a mallet of some sort. And you don't know what it does exactly, but it seems pretty old.
No.
Here. Fly.
Well, considering this was in a vault of guardian-like beings before, so there has to be a mechanic to it or whatnot, right?
Perhaps, or it works in tandem with another piece. I'm not entirely sure. I've only just begun to briefly examine these weapons, so I don't even know half their capabilities as well as I should.
Well, if you need to test something, I can definitely give it a try.
Well, if we do have the time, it might be worth exploring, but for the moment, we need to get all of our affairs in order first.
Yeah. So then, where exactly are we gonna be meeting?
Well, I was told by Prometheus best place for us to go would be the bridge, but we're looking for Carbine and Ash first before we move on.
Yeah, and I don't exactly think I can talk to Ash via mind melding thing anymore. So
Well, being that she's got her own body now, I figure she can answer answer my own questions. I'm hoping she might be able to yield some promising answers. We don't really have much else to go off of at this point.
I need you to both make perception checks, please, Ram.
7.
thank you.
My I have a +4 in my perception. I'm
I
just
know,
rolling
it's
like
right.
shit in that tonight.
Gilgamesh, you don't notice
10,
this,
bro.
but Overload, you kind of hear this as you guys are walking down the corridor. You've come out of the crew quarter areas, kind of thing, or the passenger quarters, and you guys kind of hear down. At least Overload, you hear kind of a thumping sound, and it's coming kind of down off to the left side of the ship, and it's rhythmic. It's like, you just kind of hear it over, like there's some kind of beat or something going on.
Do you feel that?
I'll just kind of stop and try to observe what he's pointing out.
As he points this out, you start to kind of feel the vibration a little bit, but it's like a rhythmic thumping sound.
Does it feel like it's coming from any one direction?
It's kind of like I said, you guys are walking down the corridor and it's off to the left. So you're kind of heading back down to where the food court kind of place was, where you guys met up and you ate and everything was going on, and it's near where the training room was, but it's kind of more down to the left side of the ship.
Kind of sounds like it's a piston, maybe.
Well, let's go check it out. And he starts kind of walking in that direction,
As you
following any hallways that might loop around to go wherever that's
You-
leading to.
you walk down the hallway, you hear this thumping, and it's just coming. You're passing what looks like possible cargo rooms or storage, but some of them are labeled like old shop names or something, but there's nothing in them. But you keep walking down and you get to this larger area off the left, and you can kind of hear and see some lights flashing, and then it kind of stops quiet. But you hear kind of whispered voices. You both can hear this, but they're not whispering, they're just talking.
You don't think we're interrupting something, do you?
Well, one way to find out. He's gonna peek in and see what's going on.
So you poke your head around. Just as you do, you hear Ash and Carbine laughing really loudly at this point. They just burst out laughing, kind of like they're holding their bellies, kind of laugh. And the little one is standing there and just kind of giggling, and all you hear is beeping noises from her, like she's giggling too. Scamper is not with her. Scamper kind of disappeared on her, but she's standing there with them. And the lights in the room have stopped moving, but they're different colors, and they kind of got their backs turned to you, so they don't know you're there. But they're laughing really hard.
gonna come around the corner and just say out to them, "Y'all having a laugh?"
They just Carbine turns it. Yes, yes. Oh, we found out something new, and it's funny, and it's great. And Ash turns around. Hi, Gilgamesh, and they're just trying not to fall down laughing because of what happened. And the little one's just kind of standing there, and Gilgamesh, right off the bat, you can see this. She's standing right there. She turns around to you, and you notice she's holding some kind of device of some sort or something. It looks like it's kind of almost like it's a bag or something, but it's got controls and stuff on it.
So I'll kneel down. I'll gesture for Carbine to come here and to let me see what she's holding.
The little one kind of strolls over, and she's kind of, you look at it and you'd never seen anything like this. Even Carbine's like, I have no idea what this thing is, but it's hilarious. She made Ash dance.
Who did what?
And they see you, Overload. Hi, Overload. They're still giggling. She made her dance. And and the little one's just kind of like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Curious.
So little Carbine's like, do it again, but try it on one of them. And the little one kind of looks at you, Gilgamesh, like, and she takes a few steps back. No. Like, you can see it on her face. Mm-mm. But she tips her head and looks at you, Overload.
Is this device making them do this against their will?
Carbine kind of shrugs, giggling. Sort of. I think it's whatever she's doing to make it happen. It's funny as ever because we just started laughing because it just was funny. And suddenly he starts tapping buttons. And you hear this radiating all around this room, and suddenly the lights start shifting around and changing into patterns. You see kind of like the room shift, and she just kind of keeps walking backwards a little bit, and she stops at about the center, and she just somehow is playing this instrument thing. And it's radiating out music. You guys all kind of feel, and Carbine kind of pipes in, doesn't it feel good? And you can kind of see almost like there's light glowing around each of you, like it's energizing you in some form. Even Ash is looking at her hands, and she's like, it's something that this thing does. It kind of makes you like it's restoring you.
Can I make, and I'm probably gonna fail as fuck at this, but can I make an investigation to see if this, I guess for lack of a better, is this like a music box that's doing this?
I'll
Kinda.
assist. If
Yeah, you're both there, so you can assist each other, so it's okay.
Okay, so like he wants to like examine this box. Like, is it emanating some additional force that's like, I guess like for like, is it like making them want to dance, or is it just something that they're just doing because they're hearing music? Like, is it? I'm wondering, is it like controlling them in some sort of fashion?
In
It's Auto
some,
Zero Zero Dance, run!
it kind of is, yes.
7.
Oh, what the heck is with your rolls? Oh my
I
god.
mean, I was gonna say because they're saying that it can control someone. Could I compare it to my kind of control.
You can if you'd like to.
Because I've used command. I've used command before, so I kind of want to see if it's like the same thing with that, and it's investigation or
Let's do an investigation on it because you are trying to do a comparison and you're seeing what it if they're similar or the same or if it's maybe something else.
and I'm guessing I would get assistance, so 18.
So with that, you do notice it's very similar, but it's connected with the music itself in some form. But you also do notice that it seems like it has to be the like whoever's using it. And it's not a very big instrument, so the little one is holding it and she's playing it because she feels good around all of you. And so she's making you all feel good.
It kind of reminds me of my own skills, though I guess less hampering.
And little one just kind of tips her head and she just looks at you, Overload, because you're massive to her. I mean, you look like a titan to her. So Carbine kind of looks at it. It is an interesting device. I've never seen anything like it. And little one has stopped playing, so the glowing has stopped. And she goes, it does whatever she seems to be doing seems to be making us feel kind of good. Like it's doing something to heal us, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'd say at least hold on to that, but let's be mindful about where we're using this item. It
Suddenly she starts playing a whole different thing right there on the spot, jamming out.
It could be
Or you hear
considered
this.
a distraction, especially if we're around the wrong kind of people.
But I will say it is definitely, what would you say, inspiring.
You guys start seeing, even Carbine and Ash are watching her. The little one starts like just going at it with this thing. And Carbine turns, I didn't know she could play an instrument. Let me see something. I wanted to do something. Where is it? I need to check something real quick because there was something I wanted to look at.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, all right, Overload, I need you to do something for me. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you got so damn lucky.
Suck it.
You're standing there, you feel like something is trying to make you move.
Yeah, it'd be a shame if he had disadvantage.
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't.
I know.
If
how
he
this
did not
magics
hit
work.
that, he would have been in trouble.
I know how
20s.
these magics work.
Nat 20s, man. And you feel it, but it's like she's trying to make you dance. And she's just jamming out, and her optics are closed, and she's just feeling it. And you guys start to see little swirls and stuff moving about in the room as she was doing that. You could see it all happening around her. And for a brief second, it just kind of, it feels like it's fun. And she stops and she stares at you guys, looking at you for a moment as her optics come up slowly, and she kind of like, looks a little out of breath, but she's standing there with this instrument, and she's like, she's hugging it like, do I have to give it up?
I mean, did it belong to anyone to begin with?
And she puts her hands up in the air with it in her hands. Mine kind of look, and Carbine giggles, and she goes, I think it's hers now.
Oh, if the music was still going, I was gonna say something funny.
I can put it back on.
I was only gonna say insert Scamper Highland dancing here.
Give it time. Give it time. So the little one stops, and she goes, kind of looks at it, and she goes, kind of straps it around to her back, and she kind of looks at you guys, and she kind of gestures. She's not using the text to speech thing at all, but she kind of gestures, and you guys all recognize the like the sign language she's using. She's just asking, so what are we doing now, kind of thing.
Well, now that everyone's kind of in better spirits, we should all join up on the bridge. We have much to discuss, and look, Stash, I actually have many questions I need to ask of you.
She kind of looks up at you, and she kind of tips her head down. Yeah, I have many questions myself. And she kind of looks at you, Overload. I'm grateful for what you all did. It's just and you can see her doing her hands, kind of feeling them, feeling her arm, and I'm still getting used to having or being a part of somebody else as well is kind of unusual. In my universe, we had something similar, but they were more of they could talk to the big guys, and we kind of let them do their thing. We were okay. This is different. Now I kind of think I know how they feel. We thought they were crazy at times. So I think I understand. So why don't we, figure this out? Because I'm confused as well.
Well, any gestures? Let's get going to the bridge and let's have a nice big group chat.
Carbine transforms into her crypt form and runs up your kind of jumps up and runs up your back real quick and lands around your neck.
I'll extend my arm out to
That's
give
even better.
her.
He runs up.
To
you see her little tentacle arms coming up, and she kind of like grabs around your head like she's hugging you real quick, and then she's like puts them back down on her back, and she kind of lays down, and she's like, much better.
And with that, I'll gesture and we'll start walking to the bridge.
With that, Prometheus knows where you're going because Ash is with you, and he goes, well, obviously he wants us to follow the little bright lights. I kind of know where I'm going, so I don't need to. And you guys start walking down the corridor again, and you guys get close to the promenade where the food was and everything. You see it all still shiny, and the inside area again looks beautiful. It's lit up, not real bright, but very subtle, very comfortable. There's some what looks like you guys have walked across this a few times, and it's like, why is it so soft? Is this dirt? But it's carpet. Soft, and it's made for people to be able to walk on and just be comfortable in their own environment. You guys are walking through, you see different areas. Overload, you see the training area where you were at, and I need you both to make perception check, and the others will as well as soon as I figure out where I put that dice at. Where'd it go?
Would I get advantage because I have Carbine to help me?
Yeah,
now?
Yeah. I'm really
I'm just still not. I'm a 13, so I'm getting just progressively better.
I'm about ready to say roll about 3 more perceptions just to get that thing out of the system, and maybe it'll stop doing that to you. But for now, you're fine. You guys are walking along, and you notice there's a sign, and Ash kind of goes, "Yeah, that's the training room. I think Overload, you were there." And then, "Oh yeah, this is our museum, and it's kind of archived a lot of stuff in there, is what I understand." And she's kind of, you can see her tapping her head and lately, like, "I don't know why I know this, but I do." And she's like pointing out different things, and she goes, "Yeah, there, uh, there's a lot of stuff down here. Oh, here's the access. We can take the lift up." And she walks to the door. There's buttons there for you to push, but she walks to the door and it just opens up. And she turns around, steps in. We going up? She just kind of looks at,
I guess we're going up.
and she looks at you, Overload, and kind of pats your leg as you step in, and she taps you, and she's like, "Don't worry, it can handle your weight." And then she turns straight, and without even pressing one of the buttons, the lift goes up. You can see it passing multiple floors, and then you see one. It's kind of not labeled the same way as everything else, but it's like there's a line separating it, like nobody beyond this point. And she go, "You feel the lift, but it's very subtle. You get to the floor and you're expecting it to kind of lift, you gotta kind of lift up and you land, but you feel it just kind of there. Like you feel a little bit of movement, but nothing else. It's very subtle." And the doors open up, and you can see as you step through these doors, Ash walks in like she knows where everything's at. Because it's in her head. She's walks in and she turns around. "This is Prometheus." And you see multiple consoles, a beautiful view of the planet, but you also see what looks like to be a nebula out there. It's kind of beautiful backdrop of everything through these windows. And he walks in, she goes, "And this is my seat." Prometheus comes across to all of you. "Welcome. Have questions? You need to see star charts. They're here." Ash kind of just turns and she goes, "Star charts, yes." And she walks over to the console. "He said you have a map." And she looks at you, Gilgamesh.
He'll pull the map from his leg compartment and he will activate it and start it visually.
She kind of walks around. "That's interesting. I've never seen anything like this." She doesn't touch it or anything. She just kind of moves her head around it. You just tap the pattern to unlock it, kind of thing.
As I understand it.
So you see the one green line pulsing on there. She goes, "Okay, star charts," and she pushes a few buttons, and then she waves her hand over a spot, and suddenly star charts show up.
And he'll just kind of gently nudge Carbine on his shoulder. Remember, you need the goggles.
And she's already kind of perching up because she's looking down. I'm not going to have you guys roll for perception because you're seeing this right in front of you. You see the star charts, but there's something different here. Even Carbine, she's propped up, but she's kind of hopped down to the console and she's walking through the holographic image slowly, and she stops. She's in her caracal form, and you see her tentacles. You start to feel her feel very confused but upset in some way. She's not angry. She's just feeling very sad for some reason. And she's just standing there with her little tentacles floating. And you notice her tentacles are kind of not moving as much. They're just sitting there, kind of slightly moving, but they're not moving.
What's wrong?
Ash kind of leans, kind of tips over and looks at her. It's like, "What is it?" And she goes, "It's a star chart." And she kind of walks over to the console. And you see the star charts, but there's something different here. Even Carbine, she's propped up, but she's kind of hopped down to the console and she's walking through the holographic image slowly, and she stops. She's in her caracal form, and you see her tentacles. You start to feel her feel very confused but upset in some way. She's not angry. She's just feeling very sad for some reason. And she's just standing there with her little tentacles floating. And you notice her tentacles are kind of not moving as much. They're just sitting there, kind of slightly moving, but they're not moving. Carbine, are you okay? She's not responding yet. She's just kind of sitting there. She transforms. She's in her bot form, but she's kneeled down on one knee, and she goes, "That's where our home was." The little one is there with you guys. She followed you. She finally has climbed up to the console because nobody lifted her up. So she's standing there, and she kind of walks over to Carbine, kind of touching her leg. And Carbine is still pointing, but she looks down at the little one. Was home. And her head tips down. And you see the little one kind of grabbing her hand that's kind of hanging down on her side and just hugging it. And she's not saying anything. And Ash is like, "Oh, I don't understand. Is there a problem here?" Carbine's not saying anything. She's just sitting there.
Carbine, are you suggesting that that planet down there was your home?
No, this one. And she's gesturing to a part of the star charts you guys don't have. You're seeing all the planets on the other side of the void. All the stars, everything that's there. At least that the star charts show. Carbine turns her head up, and you see tears of energon running down her face.
He'll kneel down. Carbine, if we found your home, I'm not understanding the problem.
They said it was destroyed. It was gone. Star charts are probably outdated anyway. She kind of gets up and kind of jumps off the console and lands to the floor. And she's kind of walked away a little bit. She's not too far. Even the little one's like, "Wait." But the little one's standing there, and she starts beeping. And she's kind of forgetting. The little one's going, looks up at you, Gilgamesh, and she's beeping at you. And she's like, but you don't know what she's saying. It's just like, beep, 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 beep. It's like, and she stops and she'll face palm. And then she gestures. She's signing, and she's doing it so fast you guys can't read what she's. Even Ash is like, "Okay, you need to slow down. We can't understand you." Little one gets frustrated and just like, "Okay, I got this." She slows down. How old are the charts? Is all she's asking.
I could only speculate this map that we have here is, what, several thousand years? He looks to Carbine. You might know more. You're the scientist between the two of us.
She turns around, wiping. You can see her last wiping off her face a bit. She walks back over, but she seems her demeanor's a little changed. She's a little more stiff about it. Depending on when these were done and if they've ever been rescanned,
well,
these would
let's assume he holds up the map. Let's assume this, being a few thousand years old at least, is probably not taking into account any actual astral drag. So maybe this map might be considered outdated by today's standards.
Maybe. I don't know. And she kind of goes silent, but Ash kind of pipes in. The way your map is indicating, though, can you put it down where we are at? And she puts a little blip to where about you guys are.
He'll do what's asked and he'll put it down.
You don't have to
The
set it
only
down.
other
She's
thing I
just
could-
asking to hold it there. So Sorry,
Oh.
I should have specified.
Well,
My bad.
yeah, he'll hold it there and he'll just kind of keep talking. It's like the only other thing I could think of is this thing is not necessarily a map then, but a compass pointing in the direction of something it's drawn to.
Ash kind of, you notice steps appear next to the console, and she steps up and walks up onto it. This doesn't point to their homeworld. It points to this planet over here, or at least that's the only one. And she's
I'm
lining it up and lines it. Get out of here, fly. Sorry, I got a fly in my room. Ah.
So, what planet is it pointing to exactly?
Well, that would have been one of our colonized planets from a long time ago. But from this state, it looks like whatever was there is gone. You said there was another line or something? You said something about glasses with the line? And she's kind of gesturing like, I don't know.
He'll look to Carbine.
Carbine.
There's a lens that changes the perception of the map, like viewing a separate holographic image within an image. And
Fascinating.
he'll gesture for Carbine to kind of pull out the lens and
She
have her look through it.
You see Carbine up, and suddenly those steps on the other side, she walks over to Ash, they're both kind of in the projection a bit. She pulls out the glasses and she holds them up to Ash, and Ash kind of like, is it okay? Carbine doesn't say anything, but just hands them to her, and she walks away again. Ash kind of like, so you put these on, they adjust the optics then? Fascinating. Prometheus, I think this is... We're going to have to run an analysis on this. This is possibly something else, isn't it? Why do I know that? He gets a little confused again. I shouldn't know this stuff. Never mind. I got to get used to it. Another person in my head.
On that note of things you may or may not know, I do have a number of questions for you, Ash.
Sure. Do you want me to try these on first to see what happens? I'm supposed to see another line, right?
Yeah, let's finish this topic before we move on to another.
She puts them on, and it makes her look so weird. Her eyes are her optics go way big, and it's like, she's like, oh, this is weird. And she goes, I don't see anything different. Carbine turns around, flip the lenses, and then she flips back around. You see Carbine's kind of wandered off to look around at some stuff. She's really kind of quieted down. And you see Ash start to flip one of the lens, and then this is fascinating. Wait, if I do that one, that's the line you were talking about. She walks over and puts her hands on the device itself, the compass itself, and she's like, so this line is here. I can still see it, but here's this line, which, and you can see her fingers following the line, and you see it's pointing to their homeworld. And she slowly looks up at you, Gilgamesh. It's saying there. Correct? And she's very serious about this. Like, this isn't a joke, right? You know, we're not playing Cybertronian games that you guys do, right?
So this is confirmation that the planet is out there, and now we know where it is.
If it's their homeworld, but I don't want to ask her again. She kind of quiets down so Carbine can't really hear her. And she goes, but she said that they destroyed that.
Well then, I'm a bit perplexed because we followed the compass and it led us here. But you're saying that this new line that is being presented is the actual planet.
Yes. I
So
mean,
then what is, and he's gesturing down, then what is that down there outside of some vault?
that is the Titan homeworld. That is different. Whatever they have, that was very old, like them. And she's gesturing toward Carbine, who's just kind of standing at the window looking out. He's not really doing anything. He goes, they're mini cons, correct? By what Prometheus is telling me.
That's right.
She kind of gestures to you, Overload, to come down closer, and you, Gilgamesh, closer, like really close.
Okay.
As you guys get close, she kind of leans into you both, and she realizes she's wearing the stupid glasses. She takes them off, and she shakes her head, and kind of has them, and she's like, sets them down carefully. Prometheus says their home isn't destroyed. He's listening, and he's been saying their home isn't destroyed. It's still there. So that purple line going to their home from here, it's still there.
And it's not good.
I don't know if she's acting this way thinking it's blown up. I don't want her to get, I don't know. This is all I'm getting from him, and it's very confusing. And by the archive,
And he says subtly to the rest of the group, I know what they want. They want to go see this homeworld. But we need to know for certain if one, it is actually there, and two, if it is still a viable world.
well, and Ash turns back. If that's the case, the only problem is you have to have at least a dozen or maybe a few more by what he's, and you see her kind of grab her head. Ow. Memory modules do not like this right now. And she shakes it off and stands back up a bit. And she's like, you need at least a few dozen, sometimes just a dozen or so of the species to restart a society. At least that's what his calculations are.
Well, we're already pretty close to those numbers anyway back at home. That wouldn't be the problem.
You mean you have more of them? Prometheus is asking, sorry. For some reason, he doesn't want to talk right now.
That's fine. My questions are really more for you, anyway. We know
Well,
that out there is the Minicon homeworld, and we're gonna go there at some point because we need to help them reestablish their home. But
well,
we have a more immediate concern with a certain individual that brought you here. I need to understand a few things about you specifically, if you don't mind me asking.
no, I'd like to help. I didn't want to hurt Overload, and since you're so close to her level right now, Overload, she kind of reaches over to touch your cheek. I didn't want to hurt you at all, and if I can help, I realize I might not be able to go home because my home is really, I guess, gone. My people that were there are gone. I don't have a home.
I need to understand, how is it you were part of the Hammer?
I remember kind of like we were put in it, sort of. I don't know how to describe it. It was like we were part of it, but we were not part of it.
You were described as some sort of method in which to stabilize the method in which Shockwave has been breaking through dimensions, breaking into other universes.
Yeah, I don't.
How is it you are accomplishing that?
We don't really do universes, and she kind of used quotations. We we were a peaceful people. We didn't do anything like that. We just got pulled through. I mean, we did have a small, like, I guess, science thing place. I'm not good at those. Um, and you hear Carbine as she walks up. You mean a laboratory or lab or something? And you could see her demeanor's kind of relaxed a little bit. And she's
So,
kind of like, yeah, I mean, we did have something there, but it really wasn't anything big. At least I never really paid attention much. I just did my duties and had my fun
but
and
to
moved
help
on.
us kind of establish a timeline here, you were pulled into our universe a long time ago, back during the Great War with Unicron. Am I understanding that correctly?
I guess so. Time, I guess, has been a really long time because we're kind of in
It
limbo.
would
The
have
only
been
way,
well over. It would have been well over 1,000,000 years by now.
and she stops and she goes, I didn't check any time. I guess I should have. I didn't realize it's so everybody I know is gone anyway. I guess so, yeah. This is weird. I don't like this.
I understand, and forgive me if I'm asking you some intrusive questions, but
No, please ask. I mean, I'm confused a little more on some stuff, but you're making me think for myself that why was I pulled? I mean, I don't have, and she kind of, you see her kind of look to her back and around her a little bit. Like, I
the
don't have,
why is really irrelevant to both of us at the moment. I'm more concerned as to the how and the when.
well, I just,
Because if we can establish when and how, this gives us a timeline as to when Shockwave may have had access to this power, and when he discarded the hammer,
well,
may give us an idea as to when he may have gained access to the power on his own.
well, I'll tell you something. I do kind of remember when you put me into this new body. I mean, it's not as, see, I was somewhat partial organic, I guess, the word for what you guys use. And we were kind of a symbiotic creature. So when I got pulled over there, I do remember between my organic form and memories and this
I'm
huge,
sorry, back up a moment. Organic?
yeah, kind of we would kind of be connected with another creature. It was very not super intelligent, but it was very assisting in our lives. And as us in its, we would keep its world cleaned up and fix things, and they would work with us to help us build and create new stuff. It was good. We were peaceable between each other. It was always like that. And then when I got pulled through, I remember the big one-eyed purpley green bot, he was mad. And I'm not sure what he was yelling about because I don't remember a whole lot, but I just remember he was really mad. At least I think he was. And he was big, and we were in some kind of place, and something about this isn't what I wanted. And something about going back. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. I'm still kind of getting flashes of memories here and there on my own. Prometheus has been
It's
kind of
fine.
helping, but
You're providing us with some rather interesting information.
she kind of turns away a little bit. She kind of looks out the windows and she looks back to all of you. I do remember some of my people were there, though, and I watched. He did horrible things to us. He he experimented on one of my friends and turned it into one of those things. But I didn't see how he did it. I just know they didn't come back the same. It was painful. I don't know if I want to ever see that again or go back. And she kind of walks away from you guys a little bit, and she kind of walks down and
Gilgamesh will kind of just look to the carbine a little bit. Just he knows that she's in pain, but there is still a job at hand, and he's looking to her to see if she's still listening and paying attention.
Carbine kind of stands there, and it's like for a moment she watches Ash walk quietly down, and you see Ash kind of sit down on some steps, and you're all visibly, you can see Ash is kind of upset about it a little bit, but it seems like she's just needing a moment. And Carbine turns, sounds like what Aegis and I went through, even Drift went through it, but to be turned into that, I'm glad I look like this. And she kind of pulls out one of her tentacles and she's whipping, like moving it around. It's kind of nice not being a uncontrollable creature. She's trying not to say it real loud though. But I don't know. That much pain. Somebody has to be pretty demented to alter or even tear apart somebody like this.
Given who we're dealing with, Shockwave is one of the most ruthless Cybertronians we've ever known. And I've met some pretty ruthless killers in my time, but Shockwave, he's on a level of his own.
Yes, I agree. I mean, he did kind of do this to us, but I mean, I've learned a lot. And she kind of smiles and looks up at you. And I mean a lot.
Yeah, well, you can learn a lot of things from a man of logic, both good things and bad things.
Oops. Carbine kind of looks at the map. She kind of like, so did you guys find out anything with this? You know where the other line goes to? Because she wasn't there for it. She didn't see it.
Well, the other line does happen to show where I believe the Minicon homeworld is.
Oh, okay. So we can go there and maybe find out what this weapon Wait, did you just say homeworld? My homeworld? Please
He
tell me.
kind of looks back to the map. Just, I believe that's what they're pointing to.
She looks down. She picks up the glasses. You better not be joking, or I'm going to cut you. And she puts them on. She flips them a few times, and she stops. She's dead stopped in her. And she kind of picks up the map from your hands and looks at it, and she moves it around like she's trying to see if it actually is, and the lines keep generally pointing in that direction. And she's holding the map, and she turns with these big goofy eye looking things looking at it. My homeworld? Is it still there? And you just hear this booming voice. Yes. It's Prometheus. Even it startles Ash, and it's like, oh, now you're going to talk. But Carbine doesn't even flinch. She's just looking at you. And then she looks at you, Overload. My home. Our home. Aegis Drift and the other minicons, our home. And she puts the map slowly back in her hand, but she seems like she's in shock a little bit. And she slowly takes off the glasses. So, this is still here. They lied. Why wouldn't I believe they didn't lie? Oh, yeah, they did lie. And she starts kind of going off. Aegis. He's not. Is he. Overload? Is Aegis awake? And Carbine just looks up at you. Overload.
Yeah.
Carbine's
He did.
asking.
Nope.
No,
He
he's
already
dead.
goes. He did.
Yeah, Overload's dead. Carbine's asking you
Whoa.
if you know if Aegis is awake at all.
To my knowledge, she's still resting.
Okay. We can't really make a call back to base. I'd like to tell Drift, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was with us on the Phoenix.
no, Drift is actually back at the potato. Aegis
My
is.
bad. I forgot.
No, it's okay. It's all right. No, there's a lot. You guys are kind of stretched out now and in different locations. Drift stayed back to analyze the arc hammer, and Carbine is just. You can kind of feel her emotion. She feels you kind of happy and sad at the same time because she wants to tell her people. And she can't say anything because, well, comms are quiet, and you don't even know if you can make communication out here.
Mm-hmm.
And Carbine's just sitting there, and it's like, I just want to be able to. He just says, I'm going to go. Is it all right if I go check on Aegis? I mean, can you guys handle things for a bit? I want to just see him. Would it be okay? You can see her twisting her fingers like she's really wanting to go.
We would have to go back to base, and at the
Well, no.
moment...
Okay, Aegis is on Phoenix. Phoenix is inside of the Titan, so he's in the hangar bay. I'll make sure that's clear.
Okay.
There you go. It's Drift who is not with you guys. Drift is back at Potato. There you go. Sorry. Yeah, anytime. Let me know. I'll fix it. I know where it's at. I think.
Because that's all I'm like, I'm...
I like
is
to
he
keep
with
you
us,
going.
is he not? I don't know anymore.
No.
So, all right.
Yeah,
So
Aegis is
like,
just unconscious in Phoenix's med bay, which is inside the Titan in a hangar bay. Because the Titan's huge.
I'd say, yeah, go ahead and go check on him. Probably been a while, and hopefully he might be awake by now.
She starts to run off and like to hop off the platform. She stops. She runs back to you and she jumps up and hugs you really quick, as much as she can hug you, and then she drops back. I'll be back, and she bolts out, and you can see her jump up and slap a button on the elevator, and the doors open. And she the lift goes down. You can hear it very subtly, just that quiet sound. And you guys are left standing there, and Ash kind of turns around and is kind of walking up. Well, that was interesting. So I was expecting her to get either angry or more upset about that.
Why would she be angry or upset?
Well, they lied to her about blowing it up.
Yes, but she's a little more happier that it's just still in existence.
I guess so. I figured maybe that would be a bad thing in some ways, but I'm glad she's happy about it. So,
Well,
The
we
good
have to
outweighs the bad.
imagine that, if you lost your home and you were told it was destroyed a very long time ago, and you believed it for so long, and now you're just one day told it's there, and it was a lie. It was never blown up. You just lost it. You
yeah.
wouldn't necessarily be angry at that. You'd be, I would assume, happy or relieved. But
The way I see it is that the good outweighs the bad. So you can't really be upset about it.
Very good. Yes. Thank you, both of you. It's just so much. I guess maybe that's what I'm feeling is I am angry, but it's been so long. Why be angry about it now when we can stop it from happening again? Maybe stop him? She kind of looks kind of like, maybe? I don't know.
well, I'm hoping with your help we might be able to do just that. But in order for us to do that, we need to figure out a few things. Number one, and probably the most important part, we need to know where he's operating out of. We know he's going to be operating out of several different bases and laboratories throughout the galaxy, but we do need to know where he's primarily working out of.
You see Ash kind of stop for a moment and then she kind of grabs her head. Just tell them I can't handle you talking in my head constantly like this. And she kind of like,
He'll just kind of look up, gesturing like kind of to the Titan. Then perhaps I'll ask you these questions. Then
and she's like, just tell them. Stop doing it in my head. I can't be your word and mouth all the time. And she's getting kind of frustrated with him. Like, I will kick you. It's you. First time you're actually seeing her kind of outburst toward in physical form. Like, I'm going to kick you. And you finally, very well. I can give you locations of high energy sources. And you see on the map before you blips pop up. He's marked them the similar color to. Wait, who's kicking who? A headmaster is going to kick a Titan. There you go. And you see the blips. They're purple. And one of them happens to be kind of like right near the Minicon homeworld. Not on it, but near it. And there's about two others. One of them is kind of gesturing toward where that green line was on the map or the compass.
okay. So of all these energy fields, can you narrow down anyone that might have any unusual spikes in said energy? Perhaps something that might be able to break through dimensional barriers.
Dimensional barriers? No. But spike, I can do that. And you see the Minicon, the one near the Minicon homeworld, lighting up a bit. And then you see this other green line. You don't really see it pulsing too much. The other one is kind of like in between those and is not closer to you, but it seems closer. It's kind of in line with the Minicon one, which is over from it a little bit. It's pulsing a little higher for some reason. but it doesn't show a planet or anything there. It just there's something there.
So we got one pretty strong possibility.
Well, yes. One, the other one is more steady energy, like something is being done there, but the other one spikes every once in a while. And he pulls up like a reading from the past like eon or so, and you see it's jumped up and down here and there, and a couple times it's spiked really high. I do not know what's there though. You will have to see what it is.
Well, and this is the one nearest to the mini-con
Mm-hmm.
homeworld. Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's one by it, and then there's this one, and then the other one is the green line, which really isn't doing too much.
Well, we do need to investigate what would be the mini-con homeworld anyway. This seems like probably the best place to start. He's just kind of looking around at the consoles, just trying to think. Walking into his home base is practically a suicide mission.
I cannot.
However, at this point, we're running out of time and we're running out of options.
I cannot go into these battles at a constant. I can usually handle all the smaller skirmishes that I've encountered around my home. If I were to go in there, I would not come back out.
Frankly, I wouldn't want to just fly in there with a massive battleship either. I prefer to go in quiet and more discreetly.
Very well. What do you need of me?
Well, I guess that's my question for you. Is at the moment, I would prefer to move you to Cybertron space, but this also puts you at great risk. So I ask you, what would you like to do?
I'd like to stay here, but my home is empty now. But I do not wish to go back to Cybertron. Been around. I'd like to maybe resettle somewhere. Maybe
Well,
start
I have no
over.
objections to this, but there may come a time where we may need your assistance. And should you relocate, I would at least like assurance from you that when the time does come, you can be there to help us.
Why don't you just give him the Black Station communication frequency?
Because it's more about where he's moving to is more the concern. Because if he moves, like, to say the other side of the galaxy, then that might be a little hard for him to help us defend Cybertron.
I will stay close, but I will be discreet as I can since I am massive. I will admit that I am big. But if Ash is willing to stay aboard as my headmaster, they can assist me greatly if she is up to it. I will not have her bound to me in any form unless she agrees to stay with me. And then even then, she is free to come and go.
Well, that'll be something that I'll let you two discuss between yourselves.
I'll do it. Ash just pipes in. I have nobody else. My friends, anybody I considered close, are gone. And
Ash, if we are successful in stopping Shockwave, we may be able to find a way to return you to your own universe. Is that something you would want, or something you would not want?
I don't know. It's been how long? And now I've got nobody. I'm alone. If I go back, what am I going back to right now? I don't know. If maybe my people are alive still, maybe then I could, maybe, I don't know. But I want to help. And if I can help Prometheus and help all of you, then I'll do that.
Well, the help is certainly appreciated. And again, I leave this decision to you, and
Mhm.
you've clearly made your decisions, so thank you.
Yeah, I can help. And she kind of, that's that, this seat. And she kind of slides into this particular spot, and it's like, she kind of feels herself lock in a bit, and it's like, oh, ooh, this is different. I have control.
Well, if we are going to investigate this spot near the Minicon homeworld, we need to be ready for a fight.
Agreed. Prometheus isn't exactly kind of a tactical ship. He's kind of like a colony ship. So, but
And as I said, we're not going in on a battleship, we're going in on the Phoenix.
okay, I guess I'll stay here with Phoenix or Prometheus. Wow, I'm mixing up names. And if I can help, we can help. We'll come. We'll try to do something.
Ash, before we do part, is there anything else about your history of you being here that might help us against Shockwave? Anything you can remember at all?
Not really. I mean, the hammer seems to have something part of to do with it. I'm not sure. I just remember it was created from, I think, the energy when he was doing something with universe power. I'm not sure. I don't understand that stuff.
That's fine. But if anything does happen to come to mind, or if maybe some pieces fall into place and makes it make a little more sense for you, please do reach out to us and let us know.
I will. I will. Again, thank you for the body and thank you for your help. It's all right. I'm gonna kind of sit here and try to get used to doing a little more. Do you need anything else from me? I mean, before I...
He's just gonna look to overload. I know I've been asking all the questions, but if you have anything you want to ask Ash here before we do depart, this is gonna be your time.
There's not much input I can really have.
Well, and he's just gonna kind of turn and start heading towards the door. I'll leave you two to say your goodbyes before we leave.
All right, as you walk away, we're going to switch over to where Carbine is running into the med bay, and she has kind of hopped up, but she kind of before she goes in, she sees you, Void Striker, and she kind of walks over and kind of,
So I head right striker.
yep, that's you. Hi.
Yeah.
She kind
Hi.
of puts her paw on you and kind of taps you a few times to see if you're awake. And she kind of just like, maybe he's asleep. I'll let him charge. And she kind of gets down in her character form, but she runs up and she hops up with Aegis, and she kind of transforms out of her little character form, and she's kind of leaned down and looking at him. She goes, "Oh, your wings are still, at least they're looking a lot better." And she's kind of looking him over. And you, Void Striker, are you completely asleep right now? I'm going to ask you that question.
No.
Okay, so you would hear this.
He's only half asleep.
Yeah. You hear kind of, Aegis, hey, I don't know if you can hear me. I wish you were awake right now. I wish you could hear this. Our home it's still there. The Minicon homeworld. It's there. And I just want you to know, please. I want one of us to know, other than me. The little one knows too, but I know you carry a great burden. And 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 you just hear her sob it, suddenly just sobbing, and she's got her head kind of into Aegis's chest, and she's just sitting there.
At this point, I'll come online fully.
And you just see her just kind of bawling, just pouring Energon tears out, and she's got her head into his chest.
Are you alright, Carmine?
Her home, and she hasn't taken her head out of Aegis's chest, even though he's in his bird form. She's just sitting there, and I need you to make a perception check real quick.
Yep.
I know you're gonna beat it anyway, so
Maybe not.
you notice Aegis. He's kind of, you could swear his one eye is kind of opened a little bit and then closed, but you swear he's smiling even with his beaky form. And you kind of see his wings move a little bit, like they flex just a little bit, like he's taking a deep breath or something. And Carbine's just still bawling into his chest. They may have found her home. I wanted one of us to know, and he just feels so bad about him not defending and losing
Hold
our
on.
home.
Perhaps you might want to look at your friend a bit more closely.
What? And she kind of slowly leans up and she's wiping. What do you mean? She looks at you and then she looks back. Oh, you fake! You're faking again. And you can see him kind of, yeah, but I'm still hurting. Please be careful. It doesn't matter. Do you hear what I said? And you can kind of see him kind of tip his head up and around. Yeah, I heard you loud and clear. Thank you. And it's good to hear. And he transforms into his bot form. He's still damaged, but he can transform now.
At the moment he's in bot form, I'm going to come up and give him a shot to help with the pain.
And he's just laying there. He's like, oh, thanks, Void Striker. I need just a little off. I need to still feel the pain to feel alive. My spark is still kicking.
You're too damaged for proper one. That's only at half strength.
And he kind of puts his small hand on the back of yours while you're doing that. Thanks. And he kind of relaxes back. I guess I've missed a lot. We're obviously not dead.
So, you know your friend you made in space?
Yeah. Shoot first, ask questions later thing? Yeah.
We're on board.
Oh, so we are dead.
No, we're alive.
Are we prisoners?
No,
He's kind of looking between you and Carbine. I am really confused right now.
we're allies now.
And he kind of grabs your hand where you get with the stuff. What was in that shot?
Nothing hallucinogenic. Trust me.
And Carbine's like, yeah, you're fine. He kind of looks down at him like, are you gonna be all right?
I will
right?
have to say, by the way, Aegis, you did some pretty nice damage. If your last shot, if that was like maybe 10 meters to the left, you would have taken the Titan offline.
Oh, it's good to know that I can take on a Titan. Oh, and now we're allies. So he beats me up, I beat him up. Now we're buddies.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, is
Would you
everyone
like me to message Overload to come down?
is he? I'm assuming that big old scaly dude is still alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Gilgamesh?
Gilgamesh is fine. Oh, and the little one stirred away.
Then he drops his head back again. And
Again.
Carbine just giggles at it. Like, eh. The Void Striker, as you're sitting there, you hear a little and it stops, and you can see Scamper. And he kind of looks up like, and he kind of drops like, oh. No little one though.
Missed you.
And he kind of like, mm.
I'm gonna send a ping to Gilgamesh and Overload that Aegis is awake.
I'm assuming we would have already been heading to the ship by then.
Yeah, Gilgamesh, you'll pick up the ping, and if you want to continue to the ship, you can continue. Overload, you're up there talking with Ash, and you get a ping as she's turning to say, well, I don't think this is goodbye between us, Overload, so I'll see you again soon, right? But not up there. And she kind of does the crazy symbol in your head, like we're not up to here, right?
Hopefully. And hopefully it won't be the opposite way.
Yeah, let's not. Okay, that was not fun for me, and I'm not that kind of bot. Thank you. But I'll see you
Who
around.
knows? If I do end up in your brain, then at least I get to torment you for a bit.
Oh, please no. I'm gonna get some reinforcements in there and somehow maybe some backup software to, virus
You'll
protect.
know, you know I'll always break through.
Yeah. Now get out of here. So
I'll start heading towards the ship.
Yep. So you hit the lift, you start heading down. Void Striker, you're sitting there with Aegis. Aegis kind of looks around. So we're in the Titan?
Inside of its hangar, yes.
Oh. Well, I guess I'm glad I didn't take him offline. It took a lot of energy out of me, and he really got me good, and he kind of moves a little bit, and he's like...
It's understandable why he shot you first.
Why?
We came out in front of his dead homeworld.
Oh. Still protecting it?
So we had, but luckily he has a new headmaster now.
Headmaster? Wait, what? And even Carbine's like, yeah. Wait, what? I haven't seen a headmaster. Well, and
We found one. We're currently in orbit over one of the lost headmaster homeworlds.
Oh. Carbine kind of pipes it. Yeah, and the thing in Overload's head, Ash, is now the headmaster. And you see a just kind of like wide optic, like, okay, whoa. What do you mean?
You see that energy on storage tube over there? That was where the headmaster body was.
Okay, I missed a lot.
Yeah.
You did and you didn't.
And he's
more or less the gist of it. It's just learning the finer details.
and he kind of looks, Gilgamesh. You're alive. Good. I figured you'd be one of the ones alive. And Carbine kind of thumps him in the arm. He's like, "Oh, please, I'm still healing." she's just kind of like, "You deserve that for faking out on me." But he sits up a little bit more and he's like, "I'm still hurting, but I could go for a fight at any time if you needed me."
Yeah, well,
Gilgamesh,
rest up.
what's the plan after this?
We
to
might be
fix
heading into
Aegis
a fight.
to fix Aegis properly, we don't have the necessary tools on board.
True, but we can't necessarily go back to base and then go out to this direction. We'd be leading anyone straight to the Minicon homeworld. We have to go straight there first. It's the only way.
He just sits up a bit more and he kind of leans forward. He goes, "Our home is really still there."
And if we cover the distance between here and there, we can at least do it discreetly without alerting anyone to our presence. And
Do you need me to scout ahead?
Well, you're beating me to the punch. We will need someone to scout ahead because there's an unusual energy source above the planet.
Sorry, what was that? My just got fucked up, sorry.
There's an unusual high energy source above the planet.
I think it's
So
Discord.
what? Station, potential enemy craft, or spatial anomaly?
Possibly. We don't know what it is, we just know that it's above the planet, so it could be a space station, it could be a moon. Don't know. But the more we know about it ahead of time, the better our chances will be going forward.
So I'll ask again, would you like me to scout ahead?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to turn to Aegis, and no combat for you.
Oh, but come on.
You go into combat, I will personally take you apart bolt by bolt, considering that's apparently what you want.
However, now that we know the potential of what's going to be out there, we need to plan for what may be out there. If this is indeed one of Shockwave's bases, no doubt it will be heavily defended. Do we have any idea of how we're going to combat his space station defenses, if there are any?
Knowing Shockwave and the fact that he doesn't believe anybody thinks this planet is alive, this station will probably... Best case, no defenses. Worst case, maybe one heavy laser defense.
Oops, that's not supposed to play. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Apparently he wants to have a
where is
disco
this
from the
music
80s.
getting louder?
Sorry. Sorry. It wasn't supposed to play it. I was like, why is it playing it?
Like, it's getting louder too. What the hell?
Yes.
Auto zero resistable down and down.
Yeah.
Disco time.
Someone's coming in with the music box.
As you guys are talking about this, Overload is just getting into the ship and everything.
I'm sorry, I just got distracted by the incoming music.
Jazz's spirit is nearby.
Yeah. Just about. Oh god. It wasn't supposed to happen. Oops. I manipulated the sound. It's Galaxy's fault. So.
You're literally doing a Michael Bay outro for a movie.
No, but Overload is just getting into the ship and oh god, got me going on that one. So you guys are sitting there. Aegis is looking around and he can see this big old bot coming down and around through the windows. And he's like, wait a minute, isn't that Overload? My optics aren't that bad, right?
You're seeing fun.
Okay, good. I mean, I've been told a lot of things now. And hey, Overload, did you know we're buddies with the Titans? As you come through the door.
I mean, yeah. Do you remember I got an upgrade?
Were you always big, scaly, and ugly? And he's
I
grinning
think
at
you
you.
saw the concussion.
He's just grinning at you. Yep, he's still the same.
It's good to see that you're back to the land of waking.
Yeah, you ain't taking this spark. And he kind of thumps on himself and he goes, ow, that actually hurt. I shouldn't have done that. And he kind of flexes a little bit and he goes, I'm still moving, but the doctor says I can't do anything.
Would some of my nanites help?
No.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little more than that, and I need some extra materials, I guess. And he kind of keeps gesturing, like looking down where the major damage was. And you guys are sitting there, and it's like,
Well, we need to patch you up best we can.
you guys start hearing a little bit of music, and you see the little one kind of walking in.
Oh no.
And she's just jamming out. And I need you guys to make a perception check.
All of us?
Yep, all three of you.
Would I have advantage with carbine?
You have advantage. All of you will have advantage. Your highest number will count for
Sweet.
this.
I have a natural 20.
Because you're all in the same room. Even Aegis is looking, and you see this little bot just dancing away, like going at it, just having fun. And she's making just the funniest moves. And she's moving around. And you all notice something, though. She's not holding the instrument. And she keeps.
Where's the music coming from?
And
I have a natural 20, by the way. I should be able to know
yeah,
where that music's coming from.
You can hear it. You know it's coming from just around the corner, and you hear some giggling, like beeping giggles. And she kind of pops her head out, and she's sitting there jamming on this thing, and Carbine just rolls her optics. Oh god, she found another setting. And she's just like, Aegis is like, what am I here? What am I seeing? Wait, there's two of them now? And the little one steps out, still jamming, and you still see this other little one just dancing away. And she's just jamming. She's just grinning up at you guys, looking as she's playing the music, and this other little one is standing there dancing away. And Carbine just looks down. You all kind of realize Carbine hops down. She goes, it's a hologram. It's not her. And the little one's just grinning and just sitting there, and her head's going, and she's still playing the music. Just like, he. And as she's playing, you suddenly notice Aiden. Hey, chill out. Oh, somebody must be outside. Oh, dog. There's a dog in here now. Watch out. Oh, hang on.
Woof.
You can let Rabbit jump on the spaceship.
Hang on, guys. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that, guys.
I know. I know.
It's
All
good.
right. Stuff happens. So, as she's sitting there, you notice on Aegis, though, he started to glow a little bit for that few moments. And he goes, "Hey, what's going on here? What happened? I feel a little better. Not great, but I feel a little better. And Carbine kind of hops back up. Void Striker, you would have recognized it right away that somehow the little one has played some kind of healing thing or something to make him kind of heal up a bit more.
Nice.
He's not totally there, so he's going to follow your instructions, and he's like, I guess I'm still going to be sitting here, though. So. And, whoops, I just closed the window I didn't want to. There we go. There we go.
Hold on.
Yeah, I just closed it. Oops. Okay, everything's still working. Sorry, I thought I closed the wrong window. All right. So, Aegis is like, so what's our plan here then? Since now she can do that, and we seem to have a buddy as a Titan.
The plan is we're going to investigate that energy source above the Minicon homeworld, and if it is at least safe, then we'll go investigate their homeworld, see if there's anything we can learn about it.
Well, I'd like to see if our home is really still there.
A lot of this is going to be playing by ear to see how the situation pans out. But if I'm being honest, I'm expecting a lot of heavy resistance.
Mm,
I'm going to make my way to the hangar Phoenix to re-ammo my railguns.
just before you leave.
In fact, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just before you leave, Void Striker, Aegis like, hey, with this much healing, can I be a little bit movement? No, not too much battle, but could I come out of here?
You can leave the med bay.
Just no combat, right?
No combat.
Okay. Thanks, Doc. And he just starts referring to you as Doc now.
Considering this may be a potential base for Shockwave, we have to be ready for any and all possibilities.
Yeah, I could see that.
So while he may not be suggesting you combat, I'm telling you to at least be ready for it anyway. Because we may not have a choice.
Yeah.
So rest up while you can. Get a little extra energon if you need it. We may need you soon.
Definitely. And he kind of points, thanks, little one. He kind of like finger guns her, like, and she's just like, eh. And she's just kind of like, okay. And Carbine's sitting there, and she's kind of, so supply up and get ready.
More like recharge and get ready. We're not stopping off at the base. We're going straight there.
No, yeah, it would be bad if we went back and then we got to go forward again. It's confusing, so let's not do that. So, yeah. And he just kind of sits up, but then he stands up a bit, and he kind of a little wobbly at first, and he's like,
It'll
well,
take us some time to get there, so don't worry about it. I'll let you know over comms once we're close.
okay, that would be excellent. Is it all right if I take a look around at? Do you think he's gonna be mad at me if I come out of Phoenix to look around this Titan?
The Titan will not be coming with us. He's going to remain here. We'll be leaving on the Phoenix here shortly.
Okay. Is it all right if I take a brief look, just to see him? kind of say sorry. Maybe, I don't know.
You
Kinda
do have
nervous.
some time to go see him, but do be brief. We do need to be off.
Okay. And Carbine I'll take him real quick and show him real fast, and then we'll come right back. Okay.
And while they're off taking care of that, I'm going to head to the bridge and I'm going to start prepping the ship for takeoff.
All right. Void Striker, you said you went where?
To Phoenix's hangar bay.
Okay. And what were you doing in there again? You're
I
supplying yourself
am
up?
going to get the 3 little triplets to help me re-ammo and refill my energy on reserves.
And they come in, they're helping you do that. Overload, what were you going to do? Overload's dead.
He went back
Oh,
to
what a
sleep.
shame.
Uh,
I did get called over, so it's dealing with that.
that's all right.
That's why I'm mic. That's why I'm mute.
No, you're okay.
Uh,
I can't see it anyway.
I guess more or less just sort of with travel. I can't really say I can prepare anything really. So I just making sure that the ship's all up and ready. Well, aiding in getting the ship up and ready.
Okay. And let's see. With all of that, do you guys want to continue on, or would you like to stop session for here for tonight? I'm asking that question.
I can keep going.
I particularly wouldn't mind.
Okay. That's
Uh,
a majority so far.
I don't mind, but I will have to leave in like an hour and a half. But I can
Oh,
go for that long.
good. Okay. So we'll continue for just a while longer until probably about the time you have, maybe just a little before you leave. You guys are prepping this ship up. Phoenix is running scans over himself, making sure things are stuffed up. Prometheus and Ash have contributed.
Matrix?
Yeah.
There's something I want to do. I want to grab one of my spare scamp units
Okay.
and transfer the control over it to Prometheus, so he's got a small drone that can help him repairs where his repair arms can't go.
He sends, as you do, you see little things scamper out of the hangar and onto the deck.
I'll also purposely recolor it to his colors too.
And you see a message from him of gratitude and appreciation for all the repairs you've done. And he has gone over Phoenix as well, but he's provided you guys with a little extra ammo and energon for your travels. After that, he is going to stay where he's at for now. Ash sends you guys a communique, just simple thing of good luck. If you need us, you know where we're at.
The only message I'll send back is perhaps by next time I might have a present for Prometheus.
And with that, you guys are ready to take off anytime you want. So, the Titan.
If no one else has anything else, we will depart.
Catch you later, Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Galaxy's heading out too. But as you guys start to rev up the ship, Prometheus maneuvers around, and you hear Ash come across the comms. You guys will be clear here in a few moments. The hangar bay will open, and you'll have a straight out, and you'll be on your way. Good flight. Have a safe one. And
Thank you,
suddenly the
Ash.
hangar door slides down and swings out. And you see the sunlight from the star just beaming in a little bit and reflecting off the surfaces, and you see it light up around you. And you can
That's a
feel.
good thing I'm inside Phoenix, because I would have lit up like a goddamn disco ball.
Yeah, we can see you now. But you could feel the moorings give way, and you guys are free to maneuver out.
All right. Yep. And lifting off and departing the hangar bay.
As you do, Aegis is sitting in the co-pilot seat since he can still do something. He's helping you navigate and everything. And he goes, so far nothing on the scans. We are clear. And everything's nominal.
All right. I'm setting course for that minicon homeworld.
I will
As you
send a
do,
message. Void Strike is ready for scout on standby for scouting mission.
as you proceed in, you are technically, you can see on your star.
Before I depart the system, I am actually going to radio Prometheus. I'm going to ask him to send me the coordinates of those multiple signals he was picking up earlier.
As you request that, Aegis goes, we already have the star charts and everything. He gave us a whole set.
The multiple signals.
Yeah, he's pointing at it. He goes, they're right there. He goes, I didn't realize he gave us all this, and he starts going through the signals.
Okay,
Yeah.
I misunderstood. I asked earlier
No,
what he
it's
was tracking, I thought he was tracking ships.
no. He's actually it's the whole star chart with the location of these blips that are drawing, or it seems to be outputting a lot of energy. So Aegis just pulled it up, and he realizes, he gave us. We have star charts now, and what are these blips again? And he starts kind of like poking at it, like, what is this? Because he doesn't know what they are.
I mean, he's gonna expand on the maps and try to get a closer look at what he's tracking. Like,
Yeah, but he goes,
ships. Are they like random energy signatures?
They're type of energy pulse. He doesn't know what they are. He just knows that he's detecting them. And that's what Prometheus was able to pick up.
Okay.
And Phoenix is kind of able to, but his sensor range as Phoenix is a little more scaled down, but he does still know where they're at. So you're just following the star chart.
I thought he was tracking like some ships that were like in the vicinity,
No,
okay.
Well, he was tracking, but those are further out, and since your dice rolls were so well, and I'm not taking yours, mine, the Titan the ships kind of went the other direction in a way, because they kind of avoid the planet anyways. I kind of with the rolls I got, so
okay.
You guys got lucky.
Yeah, so you understand my concern though.
Yeah.
My concern was more like if there was any ships in the vicinity, I wanted their telemetry so I could figure out where they were and where they were going. But if they're not anywhere near our area and they're not heading in our direction, then I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, so far you're clear.
Okay, that's fair. Then all I'm going to do then is I'm gonna beeline us straight to the minicon homeworld.
And with that, we will speed it up a little bit because it's going to take you a little time. So during that time, it's quiet flight, like too quiet. Even Aegis is like, is it too quiet?
And I'm keeping my eyes out for any active ship signatures, and I do have a contingency on standby.
You guys are just kind of floating along quietly, and he goes, I am not picking up anything except for just objects and maybe debris or something. Oh, there it is.
Well, keep an eye out for anything that might be large enough for a ship. Even if it's on drift, we need to at least know if there's anything coming by.
And just as you say that, he goes, speaking of ship, he goes, we got something coming up and it detects as a ship. I'm not sure what it is. And he pulls it up on the radar, and you can see it pinging back, and you can make out what looks like a ship. He goes, "We're not close enough yet to see it, but it's pretty big and in bad shape."
I'm gonna have it come about, kind of trying to go around it, and I'm trying to see if it changes direction.
He just is watching it, and he doesn't detect it moving. He goes, "I think it's two ships."
Have they changed direction since we've changed ours?
No, there looks like maybe a drift. I'm not getting any power signals at this range either.
Any signs of battle?
It looks like there was some explosions and other stuff. That's about all I can detect right now until we get a little closer. We might be able to get a visual.
I don't want to risk getting too close if the ships are active, though. But if that's a sign of that's a ship graveyard of some kind, it might be worth avoiding for the moment.
Yeah. Well, we can avoid it. So far, I'm not getting anything. I think it's done.
I'm just, since everyone's kind of off in different places, I'm just gonna kind of like say this over like local comms and just relay this information that we've got two ships that appear to be floating out kind of in front of us at the moment, and just asking them if they think we should avoid it or if we should explore it.
I mean, if you want, I can go have a closer look. I can get in a lot closer without being detected than the Phoenix can.
If you're open to doing it, I'm open to letting you head on out that way.
If things go sideways, I can get out of there very quickly. And I'll lead them away from the Phoenix, if it is bad.
That would be best as Phoenix chimes in. I'd prefer not to get blown apart by a surprise.
Well, remember, I've got our long-range defense mechanism for us in case we do happen to find an active ship, but if these are derelicts, we can maybe swing by and check it out real quick, see if there's anything worth exploring.
You mind giving me the coordinates?
Besides, if it is a trap, I don't mind, doing a boarding party and ripping it from the inside out.
I know you're a little anxious with your newfound size, but I would rather us be discreet on this particular part.
So,
Voice Striker, I'd say go ahead and head on out, and if you do see anything, just double back. We'll handle it as a group.
the triplets are near you, Void Striker, and they're like thumbs up, and one of them standing by the door for the hangar, and he thumbs up to you, and Phoenix automatically does the lights down to like a red, and one of them hits it and pops open the door, and you see it swing down, and you don't really see the planets that were behind you too much. They're just dots in the distance, but you can see the nebulas. It's just like you got a night sky. It's really kind of open and vast at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to proceed to walk out the hangar. And instead of using my thrusters, because those would be detectable, I'm going to basically eject pressure to direct me forwards with my wings and legs.
All right. You come out. You're outside of Phoenix now. I'm assuming you want to head toward the what's left of ships out there.
Yeah. I will use the wreckages as points to land and push off of.
As you approach, it's pretty dark out there. You really don't have too much light. So you get the silhouettes, kind of. You get that shadowy silhouette. And these, you see big, like, there's one big one and like another one. But you can start making out debris from the star fields behind them. You can see the shadowy outlines of pieces and stuff floating about.
Well, continue on being cautious because I don't know what half of this debris is. You know, some stuff could be very sensitive and explodey.
As you get closer, you start to see it is two ships, very big ships, probably comparable to the Titan size almost, but they have very unique shapes to them.
I would like to send a live feed of my visual through the Phoenix.
As you do, Gilgamesh on the bridge, Aegis pulls it up on one of the main screens and he goes, "Whoa, are those possible Titans?" And Aegis looks over at you, Gilgamesh, kind of like, uh, as you guys are floating out there, oops, I just split the screen again and I didn't want to. You will see as you get closer, it's dark, but you can kind of make out, well, it's a very large ship, the first one. And you can see it. This looks very familiar to you. Like you've seen this somewhere. This first ship. You can see its
and I
battle
roll a
damage.
history to find out.
Yes. Also, you know it. I knew I was waiting for the damn flat genius.
Yeah, of course. You knew it was coming.
Not be still dumber than a box of rocks. You recognize a lot of the markings. Do a perception check too. I want to see if you notice this.
You will not.
He's gonna do it again.
Yes.
Of course.
I knew it. As you do,
use them all.
you
Well, I'm
come.
gonna get my use, considering
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you come across your. Do you have your spotlights on at all?
I
Like,
would be using them in infrared.
Okay, as infrared, you're panning across and you see an Autobot symbol as you're coming
Is
around.
this perchance a giant yellowy orange vessel?
Yes. But it's severely damaged.
I know exactly what I'm looking at.
Did you want to go look at the other ship then?
I would definitely like to go look at the purple vessel, yes.
Okay, well, let's do this. You swing over and you start to go over. The other vessel is not too far away. That thing is just as damaged as the other one is. You come across the Decepticon symbol on it. You know what these two ships are. You're not picking up any. You're not picking up any signals. You're not even picking up any bot forms. So you're looking at the Ark and the Nemesis, but they're like destroyed to the point where they can't be used. Debris floating around from both of them.
Gilgamesh, Aegis. I would like to introduce you to the Autobot Ark and the Decepticon battlecruiser Nemesis.
I'm assuming we're getting visual from what he's seeing.
Yeah,
right?
you're getting it. Agent's just sitting there, and you could swear his mouth's open. Like, I thought they left our base, and we're off
Gilgamesh,
fighting.
if you're not familiar with these, allow me to put it this way. Optimus Prime's personal Ark vessel and Megatron's command carrier.
So the Nemesis is out here, is it?
He's immediately feeling conflicted.
These vessels are beyond operational.
As I'm looking at these on the cameras, how do the ships look visually? Do they look like they're like?
They got massive holes through them. It looks like they were decimated in some spots. They are totally unusable. From what?
Well, it's not. It's not about their usability. It's more about is there anything like? Is there a potential for? And see, this is the thief in me. It's like, is there potential for loot?
Probably not. I will tell you
Okay.
that because these
Okay,
ships are
like,
pretty
'cause
bad
that's what I was
shape.
trying to assess with the
Yeah.
ships. Is like how badly. Like, is there a possibility of there being something still there? But if not, then fair enough.
Void Striker, you've passed across the bridge sections and the command tower of each of these ships. He sees nothing in there. There's not going to be any bot bodies of any kind, no shells, no nothing.
I'm going to proceed with caution to enter the vessels.
Which one do you want to go
so
into?
Since I'm seeing the same thing he's seeing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask that out loud. It's like, don't you think it's odd you're not seeing any Cybertronian bodies?
That's why I'm going to proceed inside. Despite the high damage, we might be able to pull something from the bridge computers. After all, the Ark should have remnants of Teletran 1.
I'm gonna move the ship closer in proximity, but be careful.
I'd be careful, the Nemesis has proximity weapons. Unknown if they're still operational, even barely.
Both the ships are totally offline. You're not even getting power signals.
I'm keeping my distance anyway, but I'm getting a little bit closer just to where if he does happen to need support, we're not too far away.
Now that I know that these ships basically have no sensors, I'm going to actually start using my thrusters now.
Yeah, they are sitting dead in the water because you're close enough to detect all this stuff. Both the ships are. I'm
also going to prepare one of my energon reservoirs in case I need to power up any computers or shit.
All right. So you want to go into the Ark first?
Yes.
Okay. You see an opening, and this is, I'm not going to make you a roll for this one. You can see the opening to this, it's a gaping hole. Like, you can fly in and literally land on one of the hallway deck plating easily.
I will do exactly that. By the way, out of character, I'm really excited I'm the one exploring these ships.
Hey, I didn't get you to see the stream for Nemesis, so, I got to show you her, but hey, I figure, hey. But as you do, you land, and you can stand up and transform if you want to.
I never transformed into my vehicle mode.
Oh, okay. I forgot you can do that. Yeah, so you step down, and you're standing inside the Ark's hallways.
The reason I didn't turn into vehicle mode is it's a debris field. It's easy to move in bot mode in space.
True. Forgot you did. My bad. But no, you're inside the Ark right now, and you've got your lights on, and you can see around you, and you see a lot of battle damage. But you see no bots.
I'm going to turn on my searchlights properly now.
So as you do, you light it up, and you see a ton of damage all over the place. And again, no bodies.
slowly make my way to the bridge, even if I have to rip some of these whole doors off.
You know from past schematics of the ships that you're on the level for the bridge. So you make your way, and you see the door is kind of ajar. The bridge, it's kind of opened. You can kind of squeeze in.
I'm going to force the door open.
You hear this like, and it echoes kind of a bit, and then it stops immediately. I need you to do a perception check in there.
Alright.
Wait
Question,
for
would
it.
I have advantage with Gilgamesh looking through my feet as well?
Yeah, you actually would.
Yeah, because
Good
I'll
question.
be pointing out to anything you would miss.
You see Optimus Prime lunge out at you and attack you. No, I'm kidding. I'm screwing with you.
Whoa,
It's
zombie prop, let's
zombie
go.
Optimus. Oh no.
Yeah. He bites you and you're infected. No, I'm
I've-
kidding.
I always wanted to fight a legend.
Okay.
No,
Where-
you don't
where-
understand. You don't understand. We don't want to do this on this ship in this condition.
Nope, it's
The
done.
last thing we need is basically an undead Nemesis Prime, thank you.
No, we don't need this. Shut your mouth.
I mean,
I
Vote to eject him into a sun so we don't feed it with his bullshit.
no, you look around. I know you're looking for Teletran, right?
Yeah. I mean,
You don't-
it was pretty common knowledge Teletran 1 was on the Ark, so...
Yep, and Teletran was up on the bridge, but you don't see it. You see where Teletran might have been.
So the entire Teletran console is missing.
Yep.
Teletran 1 console missing. Looking for backup archives.
This is making less and less sense the more you're going through it.
Let's just go
Question,
G1
I would
style.
like to look towards the forward part of the bridge on either side. Are the escape pods still there?
They are destroyed. Like
The
somebody
command
have-
escape pods are straight up destroyed. This is worrying.
As I said, it's making less and less sense the further you're going through it.
So the backup modules you would have to
They
find.
are located near the door coming onto the bridge, like at the
Mhm.
back of it.
So you turn around. I need you to do a bit of an investigation. You
Well,
notice
because I still have uses left, I might as well.
Well, no, I'll be assisting still because I'm.
Yeah,
I'm looking.
it's
through
okay.
your
You can
camera.
save
Oh,
that one.
I'm just trying to get my uses done, you know?
Oh,
Well, I mean, save them. You might need some of them.
I still have 2 more.
Jesus
You might need them.
Christ.
I'll save these ones.
Oh my god. Okay. You see where the backup system should be, but it's popped free.
I don't think anybody wants the truth of what happened here to get out.
Do you want to open it?
Yeah.
You swing it open and you see it completely like somebody point blank blasted this thing. And just went,
All archive storage systems on the Ark confirmed destroyed. Going to make my way over to the Nemesis.
so you make your way out. You're still in your bot form,
So-
right? Oh, sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, well, this is gonna be kind of like while walk and talk. Like while he's
Okay.
making his way over there, I'm just asking this aloud. Like, how do you have that kind of battle damage on a ship that size and there's not one body?
There are multiple things, but it's too early to tell because during the Golden Age, there were a lot of people that would have loved to do a lot of things to Optimus and his command crew, as well as Megatron and his elite guard.
But why would you not take parts of the ship? Why would you just... I mean, look at this place. This place is damaged to all hell, and yet there's not any signs of any bodies. Like they all just vanished.
Void Striker, you're getting to Nemesis, and you see same type of damage on Nemesis. You enter into one spot on the ship where it's closest to the command bridge.
So I have a quick question, and I'll kind of do this on my own while he's doing this. I want to scan the hulls of the ships.
Yeah, you can.
Are
Absolutely.
the energy weapons consistent with one another? Like, are they of the same type?
Roll me an investigation. I know your rolls haven't been great.
13. Well, I mean, it's one of my worst stats too. So, but 13.
You notice, and even Aegis is kind of like looking at this, and he kind of takes and he stops, like almost like freeze frames the images on a couple, but he kind of like pulls the images and he kind of looks at them side by side, and he's like, Carbine, if she's up there with you, right?
Yeah,
I think she would be.
I'm asking Carbine like as well, like if she has any weapons experience, like did she tell if this is from the same weapon?
She hops over.
I would like to point out the moment we came across these ships, I would have opened up my archive files for everybody on the Phoenix.
Yeah, and Aegis is sitting there, and you hear Carbine. So, what do you think? They look very similar. And he goes, yeah, they're similar. He's sitting there, and he goes, that's what I'm looking at. And he blows up a couple of spots on each one of them. These were done by the exact same weapon. These are massive power.
And tell me, do either of these ships have those weapons on board?
And Aegis quickly, he sits back, and you see him type a few things, and he looks over. No. Even Carbine's like, her ears perk, like, this isn't good.
They weren't attacking each other. They were attacked together. Void Striker, these ships weren't attacking each other. They were being attacked.
I figured that out already. Megatron's star would have been more to board than destroy the vessel outright, and Optimus wouldn't have risked destroying life.
No, the Andrew signatures on the hulls confirm it. They were both attacked by something much larger than them.
Aegis, do you mind going through the ancient files, see if they're consistent with perhaps Quintesson weapon?
Yes, on it. And he starts typing away, and Carbine kind of like, wait, what's that? No, not that. And they're like, okay. And they kind of going through it. This might take a moment. The comparison to Quintesson, I don't think it is. It's close, but it's something. Carbine, look at it. I mean, it looks similar to something else. Wait. Give me a little time on this. I gotta look it up.
Just continuing to watch Void Striker his monitor as he goes through Nemesis.
So, Aegis and Carbine are kind of working together to figure this out, what it may have come from. Aegis has got his kind of finger on it, but he doesn't know exactly what it is yet. So, gotta give him a little time. Void Striker, you touch down. You're kind of down from the command bridge, and you can see that there's no way the lift is going to work for you because it looks like it's been destroyed. But you see,
I will fly my way up the elevator tube.
Yeah, there you go. And you slip in, and you can easily go in, and you kind of fly up, and you can see there's a couple floors in between you and the command bridge. and you see the doors are like damaged, blown apart. You see the doors to the command bridge, and you notice they look like they've been pried open.
I'm gonna take a very detailed scan of the door and then send it over to Aegis and Carbine to have a look at as well.
Carbine's like, he's busy with that. I'll look at it. And she goes, what?
I mean, I'll be taking a look at it as
Yeah,
well,
you
since I'm
you all
also...
can see this on the Phoenix's bridge. So you're good there. So you guys are sitting there. And Carbine's like, what in the world? Okay, what bot did
to be
this?
able to pry this specific bulkhead open it'd have to be powerful.
She's like, that is some thick stuff. And isn't that stuff? Yeah, that's pretty durable. And she's like, there's no real sign of what really did it. Just keep looking around, Void Striker. There's got to be more. So as
we come onto the Nemesis bridge, I want to have a look at Megatron's throne.
Looking at that detailed scan, how recent does that door opening look?
very old. Everything you see has been sitting for a long, long time. And
because there's one thing that is coming to mind, but it may not be what I think it is.
I just thought of something that I would like to do as I'm stepping onto this bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to date the ship itself. Because this entire thing is off to Void Striker.
Well, because they would have because you said they left after the Unicron War, so that would have been a little under the million-year point.
The reason this seems off to me is because the Ark and the Nemesis were already destroyed by that point. This entire situation does not match up with Void Striker's known history.
See, this is where my access to Cybertronian knowledge, or at least the archives, would be nice if I could call them.
Luckily, Phoenix still has a copy of Void Striker's database, so...
Yeah, but they would know. They'd have the dates on when at least the Ark would have left Cybertron.
The Void Striker archives would have the dates of when Nemesis and Ark left.
Mm-hmm.
It would also have the dates of when they were destroyed.
I'm going to give you guys a little thing. Somebody else saw those two ships before. He said it before. Prometheus. He has seen those ships. He ignored them because they weren't bothering him, and he didn't care. He's like, I'm guarding my homeworld. He watched them fly by with their petty little squabble.
Yeah, but
and it was
how long ago did he say that was?
Many, many eons ago to him.
It's so vague.
We should still be within communications range if he hasn't left yet.
No, he's still there. He's just, him and Ash are doing their thing right now. So if you wanted to, you could try and communicate with them. They're not as far away.
While I'm doing my scans here, do you want to check in with Prometheus?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to radio out to Prometheus and Ash.
You radio out, and within a few moments, you get a response back, and it's Ash. Hey guys, are you okay? Is everything all right?
We're fine. We did happen to come across the two derelicts that Prometheus mentioned earlier, and I had a couple of questions for you.
Shoot, we'll try and help. What can we do?
Prometheus mentioned he saw those ships fly by in a squabble, he said. How long ago was that?
Give me a sec. Why don't you just tell them yourselves? Oh God. All right, never mind. I'll do it. He says that. Oh, okay. He said that they flew by. It wasn't long after the defeat of Unicron, but he paid them no mind because they were just busy fighting among themselves over, their little stupid stuff, as he calls it. He still thinks their, memory chips are all messed up, but yeah, that's as much as he's got,
Did
really.
was there? Well, I guess my real question is, how many ships did he count were out here?
Um, well, like what? Of those type ships or just any ship?
Well, the ships that were in a squabble.
Just the
Um,
two from what he identified. He did identify them as the Autobot one and the Decepticon one.
was there any third ship at all that maybe attacked the two of them?
He's mentioning what? Um, something about some kind of energy signal that was out in that area, but he doesn't know if it was related to that or not. He again wasn't
So,
really paying attention to them.
well, here's more what I'm looking for. If he was tracking just by energy signatures, he would have detected two energy signatures fighting each other. A third one maybe just popped in and then obliterated those two and then left.
Yeah, he kind of he's not really sure, but he goes the signal was pretty big, and then it kind of just from what his scans detect now, it's nothing now. There's nothing there for him to pick up. We can pick you guys up right now, but you're kind of skirting near the edge of our signal. Is there anything
Void
else?
Striker, was there anything that you wanted to ask by chance?
But Chance, can Prometheus share his timeline of events to cross-reference with our own data?
Sure. He said, yeah, we can do that. And I'll shoot them over right now. And he sends over a timeline, and you notice that it corresponds with the time that they left. But he goes, there was no record of their destruction other than what you're telling him now.
Everything about this entire situation is just wrong.
The ships are both heavily damaged and their crews, both of them, are missing. The situation is just looking worse and worse.
On the whole of the Nemesis Matrix, I would like to leave a stealth beacon. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. Sounds like fun, too. Is there anything else you wanted to look at, Void Striker? What you said something about Megatron's throne.
Megatron's throne, considering that houses the main computer of the Nemesis.
You can see this purple environment, different hues of purple. You see his throne, or at least what's left of it. That looks like somebody blew it apart and just blasted away at it. It looks angry too.
We're not going to be able to find anything on board the Nemesis either.
Void Striker, do a perception check, please.
I'm assisting because
Yeah.
I'm still watching.
Oh. Assisting.
I'm not gonna lie.
But
If the
even with
advantage
that, I'd
was
say,
one,
like, with a 24, I mean,
I'm just saying, if that 24 was one number higher, it would have been a nat 1 and a nat 20.
Yeah. Void Striker, you don't notice it at first until Gilgamesh says, wait. And he gestures to something near the throne, and you automatically recognize it as a memory chip of some sort.
I'm going to proceed over and grab it.
You pick it up. It's not in great shape, but it looks like you could salvage it.
Not in great shape, you say?
Mm-hmm. So it's mending. Is there anything else you'd like to do now? You place the stealth beacon and
Returning to the Phoenix. I placed a beacon, so even with spatial drift, we'll be able to find this place again if need be. And should anybody attempt to move this wreckage, they're not going to be able to find that beacon in a hurry.
as you proceed back, you get back to the Phoenix without any trouble. You guys are kind of sitting there. Phoenix has kept the lights on the outside off. So you literally just see a silhouette of Phoenix other than the hangar door light and maybe where the bridge light's coming through. And the little ones are standing there, the triplets. They're kind of all standing there off to the side, like waiting for you to come in. And you see the one kind of thumbs up you, like, and then hits the button to close up the hangar.
I'm going to make my way up to the bridge.
We'll speed that up. Here, you get up to the bridge. You have the memory chip. It is pretty well mended now. Like, it's almost completely done.
It's
Fixed
clearly a Decepticon memory chip, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, cool. I'm not going to insert this into Phoenix, because Decepticon memory chips are not a good idea.
Please
Most of the
don't.
time. Because
Phoenix is like,
Void Striker
don't you dare.
knowing what this is, I'm going to insert it into my computer that's hidden my arm.
As you insert it, I need you to make it. No,
The reason
okay.
I'm like on the bridge, by the way, because if things go wrong, Gilgamesh can knock me out.
As you insert this memory chip, you can kind of see code running across your optics. And literally what it's doing is asking for authorization from a Decepticon.
I will give the memory chip Void Striker's Decepticon authorization code.
You see across your optics secondary code accepted. And suddenly you can see memory files. Some are corrupted though, but there's at least 2 that are intact fully. The others are sporadic on a couple of them. So you're getting about 5 least you can see them or view them in some form.
Alright, I'm going to play the first memory file, and I'll also maneuver my arm so Gilgamesh can see as well.
You start playing it, you can see them kind of in and out for a moment, static here and there, and then it comes in, and it's them in pursuit of the Ark. Some shots are being fired back and forth. You can hear like Megatron shouting orders, calling them belligerent idiots, and because they're being morons anyway. So, and he's giving orders all over the place, but the Nemesis is firing, the Ark is firing back a few shots. You can see a few hits, and then it goes blank.
Question, is this like a Viacon memory chip?
No.
So
Both
wait, all we really saw was their fight against the Ark.
So far, there's still other files there.
Okay, well,
Play
Yeah.
the second file.
Second one, you guys can see that they're getting closer to the Ark. They're fighting. Some of the backdrop through the bridge, you can see through some of the camera shots. They're in kind of a familiar area. You can put together that you're close to the area where something happens and suddenly there's a flash. And the camera kind of in and out, like digitizes and goes static a few times and digitizes again. And
EMP pulse.
you see all the bots on the bridge of Nemesis laying down. And you see through that, like the cameras are panning through real quick, and it's still doing the digitize. You can catch a glimpse. Even the Ark is kind of like they are adrift as well. And then the camera's cut out. It's just static.
Are there any other files?
There's at least,
There are some slightly corrupted ones. I will
Yeah.
do my best in recovering them.
yeah, there is a few left there. They're not in the greatest shape. So do you want to play the next one that is somewhat...
I would
Corrupted.
like to attempt to fix them before I play them.
All right, let's see. What do I need to have you roll for? What do you got for repairing stuff? Huh? Other mending, you got mending.
Well, this is supposed to be like repairing of data, so this is like running a defrag. This is like
Yeah, and it's whether
software repair.
you got anything for software for? Do you have a defrag program?
I mean, I'm proficient in intelligence saving throws, if that counts.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
Proficiency.
probably just say
Yeah.
just do like a straight saving throw of something.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Let's see. What do we have for saving throws again? Shoot, I have the sheet. Where'd it go? I
My
have the sheet.
intelligence saving
I'd
throw
say
is
like
bullshit.
either like an intelligence or
Just do
Wisdom?
intelligence for me.
So just an intelligence saving throw and an intelligence check.
Let's do, because you're trying to save this data.
what, maybe a saving throw.
Yes, it'll be a saving throw because you're trying to recover this, and it's really, yeah, just do
There you
that.
go.
You are able to recover like almost all of it, at least the one file. You'd have to do this for each one of these files, and there's only 2 other files left. So you pull this file up. Do you want to play it? Right.
So, yeah, play this well.
All right. As you play this file, it comes up and it kind of goes in and out a little bit here and there, but it's still good enough to see. You see the camera isn't switching though. It's staying to 1. You see something kind of shadowing now these ships that are adrift. You don't know what they are because you can see the shadow across the Nemesis hull and the Ark. And it looks like it's more than one ship. They're not really...
But whatever it is, it's big, but it looks like, yeah.
Yes. And as the cameras kind of move about, you can see, because it's all dark, you can see something moving about, and you can see something like drifting between whatever is up there and back and forth. But you can kind of make out, it almost looks like, is that a bot dragging bots? Or something? It's what it looks like. It looks like bots.
Anybody else getting Mass Effect 2 collective vibes?
Yeah, very much so. That's why I'm like, what is happening here?
And then
Major Terracon vibes.
and then the camera's cut out again.
Attempt to recover the next file.
Save it. This file, you do save it, but it's still got some damage going on. There's a lot of
Latest file.
you play it, it comes in and out. You can see from a different perspective. There is something. It is more than one ship that is up there. You can see things moving between the Ark to these ships, and then from the Nemesis to these ships. You're assuming at this point you will see, and what you are seeing is more bots are being taken from the ships.
Concerning. Very concerning.
As the video plays out, and then you can kind of see it starts to digitize, and then it starts to cut out again.
Attempt to save the final file.
Save. Holy crap. Wow. That file you recover fully, and the camera comes back on, this time from the Ark's perspective from the front to the back. So you can kind of see across the hull, and you can see the Nemesis at an angle as well. And suddenly you see blast. And it's ripping through the hulls of each of these ships and blasting them apart.
Poor Nemesis.
You just see blast after blast, and then the last shot takes out the camera. And they're left to adrift.
So, so we all just saw the same thing, right? We just saw the leaders of our homeworld abducted by a
What's
massive...
more concerning is it happened in mere minutes.
An EMP blast big enough to knock out ships of those size. I mean, that's... And we're talking like a full energon bomb.
Those ships have been sitting there for a long time. Prometheus gave you guys a timeline of when the ships came through, but as he confirmed as well, the ships were never destroyed, at least until now.
At least till when, sorry?
At least until now. He didn't know they were destroyed himself. You guys just confirmed that both the Ark and the Nemesis are gone. Or at least destroyed beyond belief.
Prometheus was technically picking up energy signals from these ships.
Mm-hmm. That's all he was picking up.
Like, not that long ago.
Well, it was when they came through, when they were flying through and doing their
Yeah,
little
he
cuttings.
said that was a long time ago.
Yep.
So that would be consistent with the time that they left, which was a very long time ago. So this whole thing happened pretty far back in our history.
Yeah, I know. It ain't easy. It ain't easy being around me.
Like, that's all the more, even more concerning, the fact that if this happened so long ago, because we all just assumed that, oh, like, Megatron, Optimus, they all, like, left wherever. Turns out, no, like, they were abducted. And we had no clue up until this very moment.
I would like to re-in this memory chip so that only people that Void Striker allows can access this. And if it's attempted to be forced, it'll self-delete the data on it.
Insert the USB death key. Mhm.
I'm going to encrypt this Gilgamesh that only a select few of us can obtain, because I have a feeling the less people that know this data, the safer it is for everyone else.
He just is just looking at this and just shaking his head. That would be consistent with the damage I found. The energy.
But if this
This
happened such a long time ago, like, I just have so many questions. I don't even know where to begin.
For now, we've got this location beacon, we've got all the data we can get from it. We'll proceed to the Minicon homeworld. With the help of Drift, I might be able to obtain something more from this data.
Carbine kind of turns around and she goes, well, it's not like I wanted anything to happen to him, but their stupid petty squabble cost us a lot. He just kind of sits back for a moment. He goes, yeah, this is
I understand how
weird.
both of you might feel, but our feelings aside, the fact that this entire thing happened in the first place should trouble anyone who sees it, regardless of affiliation.
Yes, I know. Carbine kind of just like, she hops back over to your console and she goes, just, yeah, after what happened, it was just, yeah, I mean, there's more
And
mysteries here.
I understand where you're coming from because I only knew of these two factions through history. I've only known about them through what I could read. So I understand your feelings, but
Voice Record doing an old man moment, by the way, upon Gilgamesh, saying through history, an idea is going to ping into Voice Record's head. It's going to go over to the sensor sweep for sensor sweep console for Phoenix, and attempt to scan for an energy trail for a very, very unique item, the Matrix of Leadership.
I doubt you're gonna find it, but
it's worth a try.
Yep.
Do an investigation check.
Whoa, investigation.
You detect nothing.
Got it.
It's worth a try.
I mean, if Optimus ain't there and no one else is there, yeah.
Well, it could still send off at least an energy signal of some sort, but it's not there.
Yeah.
There's no signal.
Well, if it was there.
Yeah,
yes,
if it was, but yeah,
Yeah,
it isn't.
the reason why I was doing that
It's
is I was
amazing
waiting
how to
for
do
somebody to mention like history to Voice Record, because the Matrix of Leadership can send out an energy signal that's basically like an SOS trail.
But you're not picking it up.
I'm simply going by the fact that they got hit and all that in a matter of minutes. There is no way.
The thing that
especially
concerns Void Striker the most is the fact that Megatron couldn't defend himself.
That will probably piss Megatron off the most, and that's...
I feel sorry for his captors when he wakes up, if he wakes up.
Well, that's the thing, too, is that happened so long ago that we don't know where they could possibly be.
So who's ready to not meet Megatron but Galvatron?
Yeah, that's most likely what we're gonna be facing here is
Overlord wanted to fight somebody.
No, I think I've already figured out, and I don't want to say it because I don't want it to be a fucking thing that comes true.
Oh, I've already got so many theories that I don't want to mention because they are so bad.
I don't want it to be what I'm thinking it is, but I'm already getting those vibes. I'm like,
well, anyway, shall we head over to the Minicon homeworld? There's not much we can do here.
It seems like a couple of people here don't want to,
I mean, there's nothing more to learn from this place. There's nothing we're gonna get else.
I've left a beacon here so we can go back and retrieve the remains of the Ark and Nemesis later, if need be.
Yeah, like we've done everything we need to do here. We're gonna move on.
Because honestly, I probably will come back for the Nemesis and Ark remains. Even if they can't be returned and salvaged, I don't want to leave them here, you know?
As you guys proceed on, correct?
Yep, to the Minicon homeworld.
All right. You guys start flying along. Phoenix starts picking up a few signals.
This is
Yeah.
when I start my scouting mission. But honestly, we should probably stop here. We've got 30 minutes forever to go.
And actually, yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna get you closer, but rolls don't like you guys that much right now. So
But yeah, I mean,
we can pause here for a moment, like the time being, until the next session when I'm going to throw, a couple combiners, maybe a Titan or two at you, just for fun.
Whoa, combiners!
It gives Overload something to fight. You guys can sit back and watch.
Finally,
Statistically-
a real challenge.
By the way, statistically, 98% of all combiners are fucking idiots.
Yeah, actually they are.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they nearly killed me.
Sorry.
Yeah, they almost killed me too, but I got a souvenir. That shotgun.
You
Which
did.
did I ever give you stats for that? Oops.
No, the commander shotgun does have stats.
Okay, good. I couldn't remember.
Some
All
stats
right.
for most of it, new shit.
Oh my god. All right. Well,
I honestly thought the combiner shotgun was going to be my most bullshit item, but no, surprise, railguns.
yeah. Surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker.
But with that, here I'll end this up so you can get going. Links are in the description below on Twitch. There's a Patreon if you wish to donate some money. We'll figure out how to get you guys to be able to get in Discord because I need to finish setting that up. Because I keep forgetting about it, and plus life happens. But if you get to the YouTube channel, there's a lot more links there for like Swerves Bar Podcast, which I will be doing something again with them soon. I will update on that when that details come out.
By the way, I think this is the shortest Transformer session I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, I know it's disappointing. We need to go at
only
least 8
3.5
hours.
hours.
We need to do
Yeah,
8 hours. 8-hour session.
We only got just over
I mean,
halfway
we
through, boys.
did a 6, so...
No,
we're
no,
only
let's
a few
go for
hours
8.
away.
No. Charity stream, 24-hour.
Listen,
It's because I'm here.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Blue sabotaged our time.
Elias.
Fuck all of you.
Elias.
Yeah, it
I
was
was
me.
going to-
I killed Optimus.
It was me, Barry.
No,
I
he
killed
is-
them.
He is Nemesis. He's playing Optimus to deceive you all. Oh.
no, Blue comes in as Nemesis Prime.
Yeah, that's it. He's Nemesis, but he's looking like
Oh
Optimus,
no,
but then he
I'm
switches
so
colors.
scared. Anyway,
I
But
want to
no.
point out, you should be scared if I joined your campaign. It's
I-
going to be a nightmare in combat for y'all.
Who do you think your next opponent is?
you know what's already a nightmare happening?
If you're pitting the 3 of us against little old you?
I want to point out, I can make a combat really dangerous.
So how many railgun
Oh
shots
my
do you reckon
God.
it's going to take to
The
end
Nor-
his entire career?
Elias Norwood from a
But
Destiny
no.
campaign's doing all that
I'm
stuff.
talking about if I'm given fucking Nemesis Prime's body, I will make combat hell for all of you.
That depends on the stats that are given to him.
And how much time I have to prepare for that fight.
What if
You
you
guys
said Nemesis
realize
Prime
you keep
isn't like
talking and I'm
Optimus,
just-
he doesn't really prepare, and he
take
goes
it
swish
in.
swish stab more than he goes pew pew.
I'm just sitting here
Yeah,
taking
you
this
don't
all in.
really get a prep time. You get a character sheet with a set of stats and combat.
I'm pretty sure if it's going to be a boss fight, he's going to give me a little bit of time to prepare for something. At least make it a little dangerous.
But I already have
You
your
guys
one
keep
weakness,
talking
Blue.
and I'm like,
What?
I realize I'm
Fly.
listening.
Hold on, what'd you say?
I already
you guys,
have Nemesis Prime's weakness. I can fly.
You guys.
I
keep-
mean, I could
Oh my
literally
God.
just shoot your wing off.
And
this is so fun. Look at this. We're not even.
I'm not even a
giving-
character, and yet
they're-
we're
they're
already
gi-
talking about
They're
possible
giving
fights.
me ideas.
I'm just
Well,
a
I
dude
keep,
with
I keep
a.
telling
I'm just a
you
dude with
that
an axe.
you should join us, but hey, if you want to join us as a villain, I mean, I'm all for that too.
Just a
Look,
special
you don't
guest villain.
understand how
Yeah.
dangerous Void Striker is. I'm one like situation away from just joining Shockwave.
He is. He literally
I don't think
is.
he should have said that out loud.
Oh
He-
no,
no,
he,
they
he
already
already
did.
has.
Oh,
that was already mentioned before.
okay.
First session
Session
I
one.
joined, I'm just like, hey, can I do something with Shockwave? I'm informed Shockwave's villain, just like, fuck.
You guys are giving me way too many ideas. You're
Like,
dangerous.
I have straight up admitted I am a major Shockwave fanboy, man.
So, with all that, I'm gonna finish this out so you can get going. And also, yeah, this is gonna be a little shorter one. I need my brains checked. Guys got me going on a lot of stuff here. So, with all that, yeah,
Yeah.
the links are also on YouTube if anybody does catch this.
I am
Yeah.
sad that Nemesis, no Nemesis anymore.
But you did get to go on board both of them.
But Nemesis.
And who said you
broken.
can't repair it?
Well,
I will.
I said
Don't
it's,
fucking
the
tempt me.
DM,
I will
both-
100%
both of
attempt
them
to
are
revive
told.
Nemesis.
he did
Yeah,
leave
both
a
of them
stealth
are-
beacon there. He
I will
could
be retrieving
technically-
Nemesis. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I will retrieve her.
You know what? Why don't you make it better? Why don't you just break them both down and combine the parts?
Oh my god.
But Blue, you don't understand how badly I would want to fix them and not, let them keep their usual things, but then also turn them into a true Titan combiner.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that would be massive. It's not even beyond Titan.
Was there a faction that ever did combine the Autobots and Decepticons? Like, they're both sides?
Yeah,
yeah,
anytime Unicron's involved.
yeah,
okay.
pretty much. Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much. Yeah.
Unicron's like the ultimate evil that everyone.
And
kinda
during the
bands
Civil
together to
War,
fight.
there was a planet, like, I can't remember
Yeah,
its
I know
name.
what Unicron
Matrix.
Yeah.
Matrix, you might remember the planet, but some Autobots
Oh.
and Decepticons just yeeted away from the war and just went, we're just going to live together and pace over here, fuck everybody else.
Yeah, I can't remember what. That's been a while. I'll have to look those things up because I don't remember all of it. But I do remember
There's
some
so
of
much
them.
shit in Transformers lore, you can't remember it all.
Yeah, pretty much. So if you want to find the Potato Lord, just go to your local store, peel a potato, have mashed, fried. Take your pick. I don't care.
As long as you consume the potato, you praise the potato.
Mash them, put them in a stew.
And if you want
not boil them.
there are streamers in this channel with me who stream on occasion.
I was gonna
Wow.
say, are they really classed as streamers? When was the last time they streamed?
Hey, I still throw it up there. There's Space Ghost Dave who streams. You can find him in the links as well.
I think the last time Dave streamed was when you were having personal problems.
Yeah, it's one family issue. Get me cranky again. And then Frosted
And I
Merc,
don't
who is
remember
known
the
as
last time.
Yeah.
Mercer streamed.
Frosted
2 weeks ago.
Frosted Merc. Yeah,
Did
his
you?
stream. Go hit their bell
Last time I had a
icons.
session, yeah.
You shut up, all of you.
Do they count though?
Oh my god.
I streamed for 4 hours.
I can just mute you all by doing this. So with everything, you can find all their links down below, along with some other players from our Destiny campaign, which one of them is here currently right now. He's playing currently Nemesis Prime, who will be their new opponent.
No, he's
No.
playing Nemesis Prime's, mentally challenged little brother.
He'd still
Bruh.
kick all your
Prime.
butts.
He's positive Prime.
I'm making sure to go after you first if I play a boss.
Hey, I
I
already know
will
you was
make
Raven.
sure I have
It's-
something for
yeah.
anti-air.
He
I
knows.
will make
I have-
sure you die first.
Well, I have to be
Oh.
consistent. I know you as Raven. I'm gonna know you're here too.
Oh my god. So
That might
anyway.
be your downfall.
If anybody wants
Hey,
to
at least
catch
I
any
have
of
fun.
these, I will
Fair.
have these uploaded to YouTube as soon as I can transfer them over. This one shouldn't take too long because it is shorter. And maybe
6 hours later.
yeah. maybe Visor will join us for
Sorry,
a campaign
Matrix.
of 8 hours.
What was that for? Like one of the sessions, wasn't it? Like 2 weeks later.
Dude, yeah, it was like, oh my god, we were doing that. Well, you guys didn't stop me, and you just kept wanting to go anyway. So shut up. You enjoy it too.
Hey, you know you love the end session chaos.
Yeah, actually, I do. But with that, I'll say bye.
See you
Okay.
next
Bye-bye.
week. Get some sleep.
May the common cold guide your heart.
Ta-da! And as always, for mine, wherever you're at in the world, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and be safe out there. It seems to be like the world is going
I
to
have
shit
one thing
faster.
to say before we go.
Potato?
Chaos
Chaos.
consumes us.
He's not wrong. Bye, everybody.